Peel it already.
Okay.
Hello. Welcome. Happy Friday to each and everyone. Thank you so much for joining in. Happy Friday to our silent viewers. Happy Friday to those in television land. Happy Friday to those in the chat. Really appreciate each and every one of you who joins us on a Friday evening. We want to say welcome to Truck Life. Happy Friday in the chat. Miss Monica was here earlier. Welcome. Happy Friday. Moyes, we welcome. Thank you so much. Happy Friday to you. Really appreciate you joining in. So, guys, remember as you come in, like up the live and share us out. If you are new to the channel, please show us some support by subscribing. And also the WhatsApp calling number is streaming across the screen. So feel free to join in the discussion in the chat, as well as you can call in. And also you can also click the link. The link to the live is also pinned. So you can click it and join in if you want to come onto the panel. Right, Joyita, Jay, thank you so much for joining in. Happy Friday to you. And tonight the title is Andrew, We Can't Breathe. Take your clocks from off taxpayers' neck.
Definitely.
All right, so without any further delay, I am just going to turn over to Baron, who is going to start the discussion.
All right. Once again, it's a pleasure. All right. To my ardent listeners who always pass through on a Friday, right, to tune in with the Mystic Sensation. We are very much happy and appreciative of that. Welcome, Yvonne Johnson. Right. We are happy that you are here. And of course, tonight we'll be going through some subject matters, right, that really, need to be discussed as it relates to, our interests in Jamaica today and what is currently happening. We are seeing, we are passing through, I would say, trivialous times, perilous times, no doubt about that. And we have seen the teachers, right, today out on strike, and other civil workers also. And we want to say that, we are in solidarity with our civil workers, our teachers, our policemen, our correctional officers, our fire wardens, you name it, right? And we are seeing the level of unfairness that meted out to the civil workers as it relates to the political hierarchies, right, who decided to, of course, fund themselves, right, a heavy increase, and they decided that, right, other civil workers, right, don't really have a family like them, right, and must not enjoy, right, the benefits of such increase. But for tonight, we are going to go very in depth with certain investigations. We are going to look into our politician as it relates to representational politics, right? And we are going to see for ourselves in terms of the increases that they have given to themselves, right? If, we know that it is not justified, but we are going to go into the government website where Mystic Sensation and all the persons who are watching Mystic Sensation will able to see the website, the government website, that every citizen have a right to see, and to see how our politicians are representing us, to create equilibrium as it relates to our investigation. We zeroed in on 6 of our member of parliament to create fairness with our investigation. You are going to see tonight, right, the level of our investigation take you in to the Jamaica government website, zero in on the member of parliament to see, right, their performances and see how they are representing us. So I want you to, just take a seat, right? And we are going to do it together as it relates to this particular investigation. We are going to see how many times the member of parliament, right, attended their meetings as it relates to, representing us into the constituency. We are going to see, right, how transparent these members of parliament, right, are in terms of declaring their assets. Now, when we finish with that, we are going to go into a very sensitive matter that is currently in the court, and where, based on my investigation, seeing some sprongs that venture into SSL 2012 timeline. So people sit back and relax and see what we are going to do as it relates to that situation that currently in the court as it relates to Juliet Holness, Andrew Holness' wife, member of parliament, right? And we are going to get deep in the matter of that particular investigation. We know that that situation is in court, but we, the people, have the right, to get into a deep dive and look, and see some prongs extended into SSL. And the question that I am going to ask before I venture into that investigation, and I'm going to ask and make the entire public have an understanding, the diaspora and the local, in terms of what I'm going to ask. I'm asking tonight if Juliet Holness has a profile account in SSL. Let me repeat what I'm asking. I'm asking tonight if Juliet Holness have or had an account in SSL. Very interesting tonight, right? Based on the investigation that we're going to do, it's going to leave up to our Jamaican citizen, local and in the diaspora, to look on certain evidence that we are going to present and see what those evidences are inferring as it relates to that investigation that we are going to go into. But before I venture into that investigation and take you up close and personal into that investigation, we heard about, social media, vloggers, and information processors, right? being curious as it relates to might be the possibility of the government censoring the vloggers. Well, I want to make every Jamaican be aware of their fundamental rights. I am going to present the Charter of the fundamental rights of every Jamaican, that every Jamaican supposed to know their rights. And let me encourage every Jamaican that what I'm going to show tonight, I want you to go to the website. I want you to print this document, and each home, each person should be aware of what we are going to show as it relates to the Charter of the Fundamental Rights of every single Jamaican. Go on the website, have it printed, right? And if you can laminate it, just to be aware of your fundamental rights. So before we start to go into the investigation, let me first establish our fundamental rights, constitutional rights of every single Jamaican, so that Jamaicans know their rights and can stand up on their two legs, defending their rights. So without any hesitation, my wife will show that clip for you as it relates to your fundamental rights. And as I said, right, I want for you guys to make sure that you're printing this thing, right, to be aware and edified of the Charter of Fundamental Rights.
Okay, welcome to everyone who's just recently joined in. Thank you so much for joining us. Let me just share the document.
And Jamaican, home and abroad, please go on the website. There it is. Bring it up big. All right. So it is the Charter of Fundamental Rights and Freedom, Constitutional Amendment Act 2011. My wife will read you through the documents.
Okay, so the rights that you're entitled to under the Constitution of Jamaica, and it's the simplified version, so it breaks it down without all the clause and stuff that the original document comes with. The right to life, liberty, and security of persons except in the execution of the sentence of a court in respect of a criminal offense of which the person has been convicted. The right to freedom of thought, conscience, belief, and observance of political doctrines. The right to freedom of expression. The right to seek, receive, distribute, or disseminate information, opinions, and ideas through any media.
Okay, hold on, stop. So let me inform, right, the Prime Minister or any of his minions who believe that we don't have a right to disseminate information, right, as it relates to whatever that we are seeing that going on, right? If we have curiosity in terms of government wrongdoing, right, misappropriation of funds, right, we have the right to seek, receive, distribute, or disseminate information, opinions, and ideas through any media, including social media. So that is our fundamental rights, right? Provided that we are not defame anyone's character. Not because we have this right simply means that, okay, we have the right to defaming someone's character. This fundamental rights doesn't give us that right to defame person's character. So we must make sure and ensure that we are not defaming someone's character. All right, so go ahead, honey.
Okay. The right to peaceful assembly and association. the right to freedom of movement, that is to say, the right of every citizen of Jamaica to enter Jamaica, and 2, of every person lawfully in Jamaica to move around freely throughout Jamaica, to reside in any part of Jamaica, and to leave Jamaica.
Okay, I want to speak on that. Because we are seeing a little thing that is developing, and I'm not going to speak in length on it this week, but I want for persons who believe that they only have fundamental rights, might be to locate in certain boundaries, and other Jamaicans don't have that right. They are wrong. Right? Let me read over that again. The right to freedom of movement. That is to say, the right, 1, of every citizen of Jamaica to enter Jamaica. 2, every person lawfully in Jamaica to move around freely throughout Jamaica, freely everywhere in Jamaica, to reside in any part of Jamaica and to leave Jamaica. So if the person wants to live anywhere he chose, right, that person has the right to live there. And let me say in extension, we are not talking about trespass on people's land and claim that we have the right, right? We are talking about your fundamental rights that in any area that you want to live in Jamaica, you have the right to live in that area. All right, go ahead on it.
Okay, the right to equality before the law, the right to equitable and human treatment by any public authority in the exercise of any function, the right to freedom from discrimination on the ground of being male or female, 2, race, place of origin, class, color, religion, or political opinions. The right to everyone to protection from search of the person and property.
Okay, stop there, honey. This is a fundamental right that this right has been breached many times, right? Where you have police officers from time to time breach this right, right? And so let me let Jamaica know, right, everywhere, locally, right, and in the diaspora, the right to everyone to, number 1, protection from search of the person and property. What that means that a police officer should not see an individual and just search the person like that. That police officer has to make sure that due process take place as it relates to whether a search warrant must be attained. He must have a search warrant to enter your premises. So for police officers, or any police officers who are listening to me, right, because we have seen many police officers act draconally as it relates to stop persons, right, and feel that they can search them at will because the person may not dress appropriately, might be the person underpants, you understand, exposed, the person may rugged looking and so forth. The police doesn't have the right to stop that person and search that person and tell the person that he's a suspect.
Just profile.
The police doesn't have that right. So there is a fundamental right, that the right of citizens to be protected from these searches. So then, for police officers, any police officers who are listening to me, make sure that you know the Jamaican for justice and the fundamental rights of every Jamaican citizens, where you cannot stop a person and search the person We have seen where people are driving their vehicles like taximan, and where they have been stopped and searched from time to time, right? So these rights are fundamental to us, right? And I hear Ken Roy Johnson said these rights don't work in the inner city. Let me say this, Ken Roy. One of the reasons why these rights don't work in the inner city, and I understand where you're coming from, Ken Roy, right? Because many persons do not know their fundamental rights, and that's why I make it my point of duty tonight for persons to go on this website, right, and have it printed so they can be familiar, they can be aware of their fundamental rights, right, to stop these abuse against them. And if your rights being breached, right, and you're being searched and you have evidence that a police officer search you without due process or the appropriate means to search as it relates to a warrant, that would indicate the reason for the search and listed the property to be searched. If they don't have that, then that police officer, right, is breaking the law. And guess what? You can have that police officer disciplined. So people need to know their rights, providing that you have evidence. If you have video evidence, we are in the technology age where you have your smartphones. So if a police officer is going to search you, ask the police why the police need to search you, right? And so forth, right? Because you have your fundamental rights, and he's not supposed to breach your rights. There it is. Read along, honey.
Okay, so I'm just gonna so the right to everyone to protection from search of person and property. 2, respect for protection of private and family life and privacy of the home. And 3, protection of other property and of communication. The right of every child to be protected by virtue of being a minor, part of a family, society, and the state. The right of every child who is a citizen of Jamaica to public educational institution at the pre-primary and primary levels. The right to enjoy a healthy and productive environment free from the threat of injury or damage from environmental abuse and the degradation of the ecological heritage. The right of every citizen of Jamaica to be registered to vote. The right of every citizen of Jamaica who is so registered to vote in free and fair elections. The right of every citizen of Jamaica to be guaranteed a passport and not to be detained or deprived except by due process of the law. The right to protection from torture or inhumane or degrading punishment or other treatment. The right to freedom of the person, the protection of property rights, the right to due process, the right to freedom of religion.
Okay, so let me speak. Take that away, honey, and let us take that off the list. Okay, so when we talk about the right to due process as what stipulate in the law, constitutional rights, right? We have seen that sometimes the system act in a very backward way, right? And breaking, right, many of those policies from time to time. We have seen that. And so then when we talk about Kenra Jensen, we know our rights, but you can't talk to these police. Some of them you can't even ask a question. Well, Kenra, guess what? If you have video of, because you have to have evidence, if you are going to make an accusation, right, as it relates to, you are going to complain against a police officer in terms of abusing your rights, basically you're going to have evidence of that. And I'm telling you, providing that you have the evidence, right, to present, right, then of course you can call the superintendent of the parish or some complaint office, right, and report your evidence accordingly. Because we understand what is due process, right? If someone commit a crime, right, that person is to be treated innocent until proven guilty. So that's what due process means. Treat the person innocent until proven guilty. So that evidence is that being collected, that evidence will be determined by a judge, right? So then, that is it for our Charter of Fundamental Rights that I just want to share. Mystic sensation, injustice anywhere is a threat to justice anywhere. Exactly. That right. Jamaica need to get up and stand up for what they know is right. Jamaica not allowing this prime minister and his cronies to trample on their rights. And of course, right, and that is one of the reasons why I said, okay, all right, I think my, ardent listeners, right, I want to just take the time out, right, and to, search for that fundamental rights so that they can have it print, they know the website, right, and have that so that they build their awareness of their fundamental rights. It's important for every citizen of Jamaica, right, to know their rights. Okay, so this is it. We are moving into a next layer, and where we are going to move into might be this is for the first time that you and Mystic Sensation will be searching together as it relates to our members of parliament and how they claiming that they are represent us. Remember, they have asked for, as a matter of fact, they have taken a big salary hike. Now, ladies and gentlemen, what we going to unveil tonight, you are going to see that after we voted for our politicians, the level of representation that they are giving us, the political system as it is, my people, doesn't really structure for these members of parliament to represent us well. The members of parliament doesn't have a job description. So what I'm going to reveal tonight is going to be amazing. The members of parliament doesn't have a job description so that you can hold them accountable. And as I said last week, they don't have a KPI, right? Key performance index, right? To grade their performance. Because remember, we are their employer, right? It's we who elect them to serve us. They are representing us. But I am going to take you on the government website. So this is not propaganda. I am going to bring up the government website and I'm going to be fair across both aisles. Being fair that I chose for tonight to investigate for you and I, for you and us, to investigate 6 of our members of parliament, including Mark Golding and our Prime Minister, Andrew Holness. We'll be looking into Julian Robertson. We'll be looking into Nigel Clarke, right? And we'll be looking into 2 other members of parliament, including Desmond McKenzie. So we're going to do 3 People's National Party, of the People's National Party, and we are going to do 3 Jamaica Labour Party to strike fairness in terms of our investigation. Without any further ado, we are going to go on the government website where the world can see how these members of parliament, right, so-called to be representing us. So without any further ado, please relax and let us look as it relates to the performance of our members of parliament, right, representing us, and as what they're asking for, big salary. I do believe that when someone who is not performing at their job and doing good at their job, we should not be awarding them, right? And particularly give them crazy hike increase, 200 to 300%, which is madness as it relates to zero performance, as what Christopher just said. Zero performance. So without any more long talking, let me invite you on the government website where we are going to search together. Without any further ado, bring it up on it.
Okay, welcome to everyone who recently joined. Happy Friday. Thank you so much for joining in. Really appreciate everyone being here. All right, so I'm just gonna share the screen. It started on here.
So the first person that we are going to begin with is Fitz Jackson. And let you have Mr. Fitz Jackson on the screen there, with Fitz Jackson from the People's National Party. Score breakdown 70%. Let us go into his political career. Currently serve as a member of parliament for the St. Catherine Southern, having won the seat in 1994 by-election. He previously served as a chairman of the People's National Party 2018 to 2020. MP Jackson currently serves on the following parliamentary committee. And we have the following: constituency boundaries, internal and external affairs, public administration, and appropriation. So navigate me, honey. So we are going to look at the
I want to make sure if the educational qualifications are pointed out.
Okay, all right. So let us look on the education background of Mr. Jackson. So on the PNP side, the education background, right? A master degree in public administration from Florida International University. Bachelor's in political science from the University of Wisconsin, Milwaukee. He also completed an associate degree in civil engineering after graduating from Kingston Technical High School. So, okay, he has the qualification for the job.
But that doesn't mean that he deserved that amount
of
increase.
As what my wife said, that doesn't mean that he deserved that amount of increase. So let us look on what we call the meeting attendance, right? So we are going to go into the meeting attendance of how he attend meeting to represent us. So we see 2017 to 2018, 83%. Out of 46 meetings, he appeared 38 times, right? 2018 to 2019, out of 45 meetings, visited 41 of the time. 2019 to 2020, out of 39 meetings, 34 times. Out of 2020, 2021, out of 46 meetings, 35 times. And 2022, out of 54 meetings, 34 times he visited, right? So that he has an average of 78% House of Representative meeting. Let us look on the Public Accounts Committee meeting.
66%.
Right, he has 66%. For 2017 to 2018, they have 5 meetings listed and 5 meetings attended. 2018 to 2019, 9 meetings listed, 5 attended. 2019 to 2020, 16 meetings listed, 12 attended. 2020 to 2021, 7 meetings, 4 attended. 2021, 2022, right? Nothing there. And that is the
not a member then.
Not a member then. So Public Accounts Committee meeting average 66% of the time, right? That is not too good. Now, Public Accounts and Appropriation Committee meeting, 2017 to 2018, 56%, 9 meetings, 5 out of 9 meetings. 2018 to 2019, right? Out of 23 meetings, 20 attendance, 87%. 2019, 2020, 23 meetings, 20 visited. 2020 to 2021, 19 meetings, 19 attended. 2021, 2022, 15 meetings, 12 attended. And that for the Public Accounts and Appropriation Committee meeting, 89%, right? So there, an attendance overall of 80%. We will give Mr. Fitz Jackson a pass mark for that overall attendance, right? Of the MP score is 80%. Let us look on his asset declaration. My wife will put the mouse over his asset declaration, which here, as the mouse is showing, 95% of his assets being declared. So then we are going to have him and give Mr. Fitz Jackson, right, a pass mark, right? So the next persons that we are going to move to, we are going to get into the Jamaica Labour Party. What you said on it? Okay.
Okay.
All right.
You wanted to let them understand what the...
Okay. So we are going to make you understand what...
Okay, so asset declaration, there's a little video embedded.
Most Jamaicans will tell you corruption in politics is deep-rooted, and that's just so it's said, and nothing can do about that. But actually, there is, and another 152 countries are doing it. It's called asset declaration, and it works best where citizens themselves understand it and help to ensure the law is enforced. Corruption happens when public officials abuse their power to benefit themselves, family, or associates. Jamaica's Integrity Commission Act was designed to prevent corruption, and here are 5 things you should know. 1. Under this law, every year MPs and senators must report what they earn, own, and owe, and if they don't, they'll be sanctioned. 2. Their report must include the same kind of information for their wife or husband and children. 3. If they get a gift worth more than $100,000 from anyone who is not family, they must declare it. 4. A summary of the declarations of our Prime Minister and opposition leader must be published where the public can read it. 5. Parliamentarians can now be prosecuted by the Integrity Commission. They can be fined up to $2 million or serve up to 2 years in prison if they don't file their declaration or if they give false information, and $500,000 for not filing on time or ignoring requests for information. Unfortunately, our parliamentarians made changes that prevent the public from knowing when they've broken the law or when they're being investigated. We really need to change that. Visit jampja.org to find out more about the Act and to track if your MP is obeying this law. If they're not, JAMP's MP Tracker will help you write, tweet, or call your MP. Ask them, you submit your declaration yet? The Integrity Commission clear you? Let's help the Parliament stay honest. A message from the Jamaica Accountability Meter Portal, funded by the European Union and the Inter-American Development Bank in partnership with the Private Sector Organization of Jamaica.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So who you wanted next?
So there, we cleared Mr. Jackson as it relates to, a decent pass mark, 80%, right? So our pass mark for tonight is that 80% that we are going to be using tonight. So we did Mr. Jackson, right? We are going to get into Desmond McKenzie. So we'll be looking into Mr. Desmond McKenzie as it relates to his performance, right? Because they want big raise that they want. And basically from the onset, score breakdown, right over his head showing 69%. Desmond McKenzie. So let us read. Political career. He has served as a member of parliament for Kingston Western since 2011 and Minister of Local Government and Rural Development since 2016. In the previous administration, he was Minister of Local Government and Community Development. He has served in the Kingston and St. Andrew Corporation as a councillor for Denham Town, 1977 to 1984, and a councillor for Tivoli Gardens, 1990 to 2011. Profession, career, politician. People, if you notice, this MP education background has not been listed. Now I want to comment on this, right? I want to comment on this. His asset declaration is 73% asset declaration. So 27% of Mr. McKenzie assets has not been declared, right? So let us go into the meeting. House of Representatives, 2017 to 2018, 84%, 45 meetings listed, 38 meetings attended. 2018 to 2019, 47 meetings listed, 41 attended. 2019 to 2020, 39 meetings listed, 32 attended. 2020 to 2021, 46 meetings listed, 38 attended. 2021 to 2022, 94%, 54 meetings listed, 51 attended. So to be fair with Mr. McKenzie as it relates to his attendance to meeting, he scored at 87%. So that's the only House of Representatives.
Yeah, that's the only.
Okay, because he's the local. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So, but the question as it relates to, you want to go into the CDF?
Yes.
Okay, so let us go into the CDF, Constituency Development Fund consultation. And this is, funds that will, the constituency will be utilized, and let us see how much you represent that.
Okay, so those funds go into constituency work in terms of road development and stuff like that.
Okay.
So
let us go into that. 2017 to 2018, notice, no meeting held. So you can't attend it. 2018 to 2019, one meeting for that, and he attended 100%. 2019, 2020, I think this would be the COVID period.
Yeah.
The COVID period. So no meetings required. 2020 to 2021, no meetings required.
No meetings held.
No meetings held. Well, no meetings required. 2020, 21 to 2022, no meetings held. So he did not require to go to any meeting. So then when we look on that, right, obviously the COVID period would have affected some of that between 2019 to 2020, right?
Yeah.
And but you have seen, as it relates to a 3-year span where there is no form of representation, whether or not COVID, right, in the presence of COVID or whatever, to 2022. No form of representation there. And I don't know if Mr. McKenzie doesn't have any academical qualification, but basically what we are seeing there, you understand, it has not been listed. For politicians who have their academical achievement, they are listed. So we are taking this to say, based on this, Mr. McKenzie doesn't have, based on this, doesn't have any academical achievement, and yet we are paying Mr. McKenzie millions of dollars. Millions of dollars. So people, I am showing you what is on the JLP side there. So then the next person,
Before you go to the next person, I just want to point out something. This CDF, which is Constituency Development Fund Consultation, apparently they're supposed to have at least 2 meetings within their 5-year service period or whatever year.
2 meetings within 4 years.
Within 4 years.
Yes.
And this is representing the constituency. Now, how can you represent a constituency and just have 2 meetings? Two meetings every 4 years.
So,
and at the same time, no meeting was held in 2020 to 2021. We know part of it was
exactly
COVID. But what about 2021 to 2022?
No meeting.
No plan for nothing?
No plans for the constituency. No plans whatsoever. And this is, let me comment. His asset declaration is 73%. And so then 27% of Mr. Desmond McKenzie asset has not been declared.
This was between 2014 to 2017 when the Integrity Commission could report on it. But after 2017, the commission, nothing is reported because that's when they were muzzled.
Okay, so let us look on this, my people. They muzzled the Integrity Commission 2017. So after 2017, we are not going to see any report on these politicians, on these members of parliament. Right? So the X indicate that no offense occurred. The red indicate that offense occurred. So let us look on 2014. What happened in 2014? Declaration not cleared in 2014. Let us look what happened in 2015 with Desmond McKenzie. Reported to parliamentary leader. He was reported by the Integrity Commission. In 2016, he was also reported to the Integrity Commission. In 2017, right, he declared, right? So it's okay for 2017. But for 2015 and 2016, he did not declare. Now, if you look at this, right, as it relates to Mr. McKenzie there, and we do the CDF, right, already?
Yeah.
So, all right, we are going to know.
I just want them to understand what the CDF.
Most Jamaicans will tell you corruption in politics is deep-rooted, and I just saw it said, and nothing can do about that. But actually, there is, and another 150.
That's the wrong one. I played that one already. Sorry, let me just go to the CDF. Sorry.
Do you wish there were a way your community could get funding to improve a school, health center, sports program, and more? There is. It's the Constituency Development Fund. Here are a few things you probably didn't know about the CDF and how you can make it work better for you. The CDF policy promotes citizen participation in community development and the protection of taxpayers' funds. It outlines that MPs are to meet with citizens at least once every 2 years to agree on the projects needed. You know, it used to be once a year. We should really go back to that. Projects developed without community consultation are not to be approved by the bipartisan CDF Parliamentary Committee. There are 26 government agencies that implement projects, usually for a small fee. Funds are provided directly from the Office of the Prime Minister to the implementing agency, not through the Member of Parliament. The CDF unit monitors project costs and implementation, so if you have questions about how the CDF are run in your community, contact them. To ensure no one project or community gets all the funds, there are 6 project categories with spending limits for each. There must be no less than 5 and no more than 20 projects each year. To learn more, visit jampja.org to view your MP's CDF info and tell them how this fund has impacted you. If you don't see your MP's CDF reports, then put them under little pressure, man. Call, tweet, email. Ask them when they'll submit it and when is the next CDF meeting. Change is possible. It's already happening. What we need is you. A message from the Jamaica Accountability Meter Portal, funded by the European Union and the Inter-American Development Bank in partnership with the Private Sector Organization of Jamaica.
Okay. So then, what I said earlier as it relates to the structure of the political system doesn't structure for true representation. Because just imagine that as it relates to the constituency developed funds, they are only allowed to visit your constituency 2 times within 4 years. That is no representation at all. And these politicians asking us to pay them huge salary. They are crazy as crazy can be. So let us proceed. Who else we have on the thing here?
Let's go to Andrew and Mark. What time?
Nigel Clarke. Who?
Go to Andrew and Mark. What time they're on? Or you want to go through all of them?
Okay. So what we are going to be looking on next, we are going to look on the opposition leader, and we are going to look on the Prime Minister. Right, performance. So we're going to look on Mark Golding, the opposition, and see how Mark been performing. The reason for us to show you this is also to make up your mind as it relates to the person who is most transparent, balanced, and fair. From the very score breakdown, you have seen Mark Golding a whopping 91% from the scoreboard. Let us go into Mark's political career for people to understand. Since October 2017, he served as a member of parliament for the St. Andrews South constituency. He was elected president of the PNP and sworn in as leader of the opposition in November 2020. Upon the resignation of Dr. Peter Phillips from those posts, he is also the Shadow Minister of Defense. He was a member of the Jamaican Senate from 2007 to 2017 and served as the Minister of Justice for Jamaica between January 2012 to February 2016. Civic activities. Serves as chairman of the Mona Rehabilitation Foundation. He was appointed by the Minister of Finance and Planning to serve as a member of the task force to establish the Financial Services Commission, the regulator of non-deposit taking financial service institution. He also served on the Bank of Jamaica Task Force, which reviewed the legislation governing the operations of the central bank. Mr. Golding currently serves as the chairman of the Arnett Gardens Football Club. Profession: admitted to practice as an attorney of law in Jamaica in 1990. Mark practiced as an associate at another prominent Jamaican firm until he joined Art Mured Fata in 1993. He was a founding director of Daring Bunting and Golding Limited, investment bankers, unit trust managers, stockbrokers, and financial advisors. Now Scotia Investment Jamaica Limited. Mr. Golding also co-founded Prove Investment Limited, served as a director of Caribbean Information and Credit Rating Services Limited, Carrie Christ, the first regional rating agency for the Caribbean, and has served as a director of Grace Kennedy Limited, as well as the Bank of Nova Scotia Limited, Jamaica Limited. He is a graduate of Campion College High School, Magdalen College, Oxford University, and University College London, England. So this man is highly educated, right? House of Representatives. Let us look on his meeting attendance, a whopping score of 93%. So then 2017 to 2018, right? 10 meetings listed, 10 meetings attended. 2018 to 2019, 96%. 47 meetings listed, 45 attended. 2019 to 2020, 39 meetings listed, 37 attended, 95%. 2020, 2021, 46 meetings listed, 38 attended, and 83%. 21, 2022, 54 meetings listed, 49 attended. Public Accounts Committee, there is no meeting listed, none attended. 2018, 2019, 9 meetings listed, 9 attended. 2019, 2020, 16 meetings listed, 16 attended. 2020, 2021, 7 meetings listed, 7 attended. 2021, 2022, no meeting listed, none attended. So then Jamaica, the diaspora and local, such a clean record of attendance, high in attendance. You can see the level of integrity as it relates to Mark Golding, right? Trying to dot all the I's, crossing all the T's. Now, let us look on the declaration as it relates to Mark Golding. Right? Remember we said, if you read in red, note the Integrity Commission reports and offenses under the Act. The tick/check mark indicates that an offense has occurred in that particular year. The X indicate that no offense occurred and the parliamentarian is compliant. Let us look on Mark now. Mark Golding, right? 2014, perfect. 2015, everything perfect. 2016, everything perfect. 2017, everything is perfect for Mark Golding. The question that many people, that may lodge in people's mind, if Mark Golding has integrity, this goes to the length and breadth to say that Mark Golding, right, has more integrity than we can imagine. A man of integrity. Without any further ado, let us go to Andrew Holness, Jamaica Labour Party. Let us see how he fared up with Mark Golding. So at the start of the race, Andrew Holness not looking good. 70, as it's gone to the score breakdown, 70%. Let us go to Andrew Holness' political career. As of March 3rd, 2016, he served as the Prime Minister of Jamaica and since 1997 as MP for West Central St. Andrew. Prime Minister Holness currently has ministerial portfolio responsibilities for economic growth and job creation and responsibilities associated with the office of the Prime Minister. He's also the leader of the Jamaica Labour Party and served previously as Prime Minister, October 23, 2011 to January 5th, 2012, and is the 9th holder of the office. He has served as opposition spokesperson on land and development 1999-2002. So you have seen where Andrew Holness have vast experience from 1999 as it relates to land and development. We are going to get to something in the future of our discussion tonight. So we see where he got that experience from 1999 to 2002, and opposition spokesperson on housing and later education. Between 2007 and 2012, he sat in the cabinet as Minister of Education. Profession, accountant. He served as Executive Director at the Voluntary Organization for Uplifting Children from 1994 to 1996, and then joined the Premium Group of Companies, acting as a special assistant to former Prime Minister and GLP party leader Edward Philip George Siaga. So when I spoke last week as it relates to the relationship between Andrew Holness and Edward Philip George Siaga, you have seen the evidence right here. Education. Is a graduate of the St. Catherine High School and the University of West Indies, right? Where you receive a master's in development studies and a bachelor's in management studies. Let us go through his attendance. Now, we have problem from the onset. House of Representative 2017, 2018, out of 47 meeting, 44, not bad, 94%, that is good. 2018 to 2019, not bad, 47 meeting listed, 41 attended. 2019 to 2020, not bad, 38 meeting listed, 34 attended. 2020 to 2021, 46 meeting listed, 74% attended. So, you know, our mark is 80%. So a failure for that. 2021 to 2022, 54 meeting, 46 listed. Now let us look on his asset declaration. Andrew Holness' asset declaration is 63%. People, trouble there. People, let me talk. Trouble is there. Right? Andrew Holness only declared 63% of his assets. 37% of Andrew Holness' assets not being declared. Trouble is there. Now, let us look. Remember we said the red mark is where the Integrity Commission find a problem with you. So 2014, what happened? You reported to the parliamentary leader in 2014, from 2014, prior to him being the Prime Minister. He has been reported 2014. Now, declaration not cleared also in 2014. 2015, okay, he's good. What happened 2016? Declared late. Right? 2017. What happened 2017? Declaration not cleared. And as a result of that, what they have done 2017 is to muzzle the Integrity Commission, right? So then that is it. Assessed under then Parliament Integrity of Members Act 1973, repealed as of February 22, 2018, they repealed the act. Okay, so that is what we are. Yes, we finished.
Okay.
So that is the situation as it relates to Andrew Holness, right? And so then, as you see the score breakdown there, right? A score of failure. People look at it, 70%. 70%, as opposed to Mark Golden, 93%. So my Jamaican people, take it away. Let me talk to the Jamaican people. All right. So then, my Jamaican people, you have seen that we have gone through where we Jamaican can look on that website and see how our members of parliament are representing us. Now, when you look on the constituency development funds and see that within the structure of the politics, the political system, they're only allowed to visit the constituency 2 times within 4 years. Jamaican people, these are the same members of parliament who wanted high salary and not having any form of job description, right? High salary and not having any form of KPI, key performance index, to track their performance and report accordingly. So this is moving forward. We have to, right, mandate that. We need our members of parliament to have a job description so that they can be accountable to whatever the job description task is. And so then if within the constituency, right, if we see a broken down bridge, then that should be spoken about and timeline should be given to fix this bridge. But you notice, they don't have a job description, so you can't hold them responsible. We just cannot continue like this, where we are voting for them and they are not representing us. Now, I want to talk something at length before I go into, right, the deep investigation for tonight, which is going to be amazing, right? Now, I want to reason with my Jamaican people. And when you hear, because, all right, let us reason. We are going to reason and critical thinking. I heard a lot of persons said they are not going to vote for PNP. And they are not going to vote for GLP. And they are not going to vote for UIC. So let me ask the question. If you are not going to vote for PNP, you're not going to vote for GLP, you're not going to vote for UIC, based on the Constitution, based on the laws of the Constitution, simple means you not doing that, Jamaica Labour Party will remain in power. Let me ask, do we want that? For persons who say that they are not going to vote for PNP Me not vote for none of them because none of them not good and none of them this the same thing and promise over and over and over and over. We the people know, being better aware. Now, hear my strategy, people, and listen to my strategy if it makes sense. So if it makes sense, I want people to type in the chat if it makes sense. We know the devastating effect of the Jamaica Labour Party. And this is one of the reasons why we go on the website and to show you. Right? Now, we have seen the promise after promise and none of them being delivered. We have seen that this party, out of any other government, this government, has done several wrongs to the people. I am not saying that GLP is corrupt and PNP is not corrupt. We know, we the people know that corruption on the PNP side, corruption on the JLP side. But let us face the fact in terms of being strategic with our politics. When we look on the political system today, we know what we need to give them as mandate as it relates to People's National Party, right? And as it relates to how we look into the government and we see that Mark Golden, right, is a man of integrity and there is no doubt there. A man that has led businesses and that being successful. We are going to talk now, Jamaican people, and we are going to pick sense out of nonsense. And so then I show to you that this man indeed has integrity. He doesn't only speak and not delivered. Whatever that Mark promised, we have seen in terms of what his meeting attendance, how serious he is. We have seen when it comes to the declaration of his assets, he declared everything. We have seen his performance, impeccable performance. And so then that should tell us, in spite of everything, we found a leader, someone who indeed has integrity to lead us in the mission of nation building. So we are not talking here because we don't have the evidence. We are talking because we have the evidence. We are talking because we have proven the evidence. We are talking because I showed the world the evidence that there's no doubt this man has integrity. So there's no question here. So then, my saying, since we know what JLP had done, since we know that, and we're going to speak about it later as it relates to this government and our technocrats, the awarding of several contracts, right? And persons who need to get the job, like the technocrats, and when we say technocrats, the technical, highly skilled people of our society. We have seen contracts wave over their heads and they're not being given the job. Just imagine, these are persons who have gone through university, who have studied for 4 or 6 years. And now, the persons who have the technical skills being looked down on as a result of nepotism, cronyism, and skullduggery. These persons have been overlooked. We have seen persons in government set up companies right? And where they have placed persons there to be directors and solicit money from our treasury, overcharging our treasury or overcharging our taxpayers. And those monies gone into their pockets. So we have seen corruption after corruption after corruption as it relates to this government. And so then our technocrats left with a feeling that the Jamaican society is just not a place for them anymore. And why should they spend all the time in university, getting their skills, getting their talent, and it cannot be utilized, and being marginalized as a result of corruption by our government, who's supposed to look forward for these technocrats and making sure that we are utilizing our technocrats. And then we see slowly but surely our society is now facing what we call a brain drain society. Our technocrats are leaving to other countries, strengthening other countries' economy because we are not utilizing them. It is not to say that the jobs are not here, but what has eroded that is the level of corruption within our government, giving their friends and families these contracts. And what we're going to speak about later, as it relates to Juliet Holness, you're going to see some of that revealed. And we're going to see that it has sprung and where questions leading back to SSL when we touch that.
Okay, before you go any further,
So then,
I want this to sink in.
Okay.
Because this is very, very important. This is
Yes,
very important what George just put here. He's quoting Plato
said best.
quote. And he said, one of the penalties for refusing to participate in politics is that you end up being governed by your inferiors. And this is what we are experiencing
Exactly.
today. People without subjects, people who don't have the tertiary level education, the brain power, the wherewithal, the know-it-all, leading us
Okay.
and want big pay raise
All right.
for knowing nothing.
Yes. All right. The co-pilot.
He also said, remember, the system of democracy is the child of the citizens of a country.
Okay.
And if you abandon your child, then others will grow them.
Okay. So then, this is what I'm saying. When we're looking at Desmond McKenzie, let us speak, people. Right? And we have seen, as it relates to his political profile, we have not seen any academical achievement. A person like this who is getting millions of dollars for his pay. Right? And you have technocrats, highly skilled person who they have been overlooked. Now, if you have someone who can't manage simple CXC subjects and then move on to tertiary level education, their brain power cannot, right, sort through that as it relates to simple CXC subjects. We are now asking these people to lead our political career, to represent us politically on the big stage. People, look what is happening to us. It is a laugh at.
We are being led.
And so then that's why we expose it. It is not only Desmond McKenzie, right? Because I know you people that I said that you are going to search it tomorrow and you're going to see other members of parliament who doesn't have any form of academic career. And these are the persons on our political front representing us. These are the persons who refuse to pay our teachers. And they, without brains, getting millions of dollars. And the teachers, who every faculty has passed through, and have their degrees and masters. Have their degrees, right? Their masters, their bachelors, their PhDs. And you have someone, a member of parliament. And so then we need to lift our political standard. Because constitutionally, as it is written, you don't have to have that academical inclination to enter politics. I think we are going on a wrong road with that. It changed. This is why I said that. We are asking our police officers, Jamaica Constabulary Force, we are asking a police officer to at least have 5 subjects before you join the police force. Have at least 5 subjects before you join the police force. And we are utilizing someone to lead our political career, to advance us politically, to build a nation where it's going to take critical thinking skills. Amen. Where he doesn't have that to pass a common CXC subjects. But we are asking this man to be members of parliament. This is crazy. And not only that, now we are asking him to politically represent us. We are taking millions of dollars and handed it to a cuckoo head. Is that right, people? We are handing it to somebody who doesn't have the critical thinking skills. And so then, for persons like those, of course, they are quickly inclined to indulge in using stool to beat their significant other. Because we have seen that. And I went on his profile, and he doesn't have any subject either. So when you have a time, check him out. And this is a man who using stool to beat woman. And not only that, we accept him, right, to represent us, a part of our 63 members in parliament. This man also, who is a cuckoo head, cannot pass a simple CXC subject. But we are asking this man to lead a political career, to lift us out of poverty. And the Prime Minister have the gall to talk about 200%, 300%, and talking that if we want good representation, we need to pay politicians good. Which set of politicians we need to pay? These politicians who have cuckoo brains, and only visit our constituency 2 times within 4 years. Mr. Holness and the entire political system, right, need to vamp We need a total restructuring. As a matter of fact, as it relates to me and my subjective opinion, they shouldn't be getting any increase based on their non-performance. Their salary should be reduced. The teachers who have to bustle out there, the policemen who have to stand up in the sun and be there. Most of these politicians are part-timers. Part-timers in the sense that most of the time, they are not representing us in the constituency. And yet, we are asking, right? As it relates to persons who voted them in power. So then, I am showing you, before you vote for these cuckoos, go on the government website and look on their political career. And if they are cuckoo head, don't even look on them. We need critical thinkers in our political system. Right? We need, maybe when I finish speak tonight, they might take them the site. But I am showing the site tonight, and I am open and exposing them. And these are persons. If I have to pay someone, right, to do a job, and the person is not doing that job and want to collect my money, that's fraud. That within itself is fraud. You're collecting money under false pretense. You tell me, if you, right, give someone some money, right, to purchase a vehicle, and that person take the money and do something else, convert it to his own use, to his own use, it's pilfering, it's fraud. So when you're asking us to pay you and you're not representing, you're not doing the job that we want, how many bridges in the constituency have been broken down, have been damaged? And yet you want raise? Wilmington, you want raise? Eh? How many bridges you have fixed? Right? Poor road conditions into the inner communities. Right? People living condition is so deplorable. And yet you want raise? You people are a set of sick-minded people. So let me expose you tonight and show the world, right, your performance. 2 years that you are allowed to visit your constituency in every 4 years. This is sick to the core. Now, since I bring up some steam up in here.
Sorry, somebody B
Okay.
Something. He said, is it true that the education minister is off the island? And I checked it's in the Observer that is dated today. Yes, Favor Williams today, this amidst the teachers' unrest, left the island today, according to the Observer.
Yes.
So there again.
So there it goes. When we don't have people to do critical thinking, they are going to run away. Here you go, right? He can't address the situation. She can't address the situation. So what she do? She fled. So that's how they behave, right? Because they don't have the critical thinking skills. All right, and they are uncaring. So, ladies and gentlemen, let me see what we have here next. Okay, so we're going to have what we're going to show next, right? We're going to play to show you for some persons who said that, okay, all right, Mark Golding is not there and not going there, and Mark Golding is representing us.
The best that he can.
The best that he can. And I did not finish.
We crippled him.
Hold on. I did not finish explaining the reason why we need to vote for the People's National Party. So let me finish that. I'm glad I remember. You understand? Because sometimes we are talking and then something just distracts and we just shift, you understand, off tangent like that. So let me just go back on track why we need to vote for the People's National Party. So I presented all of that to give you the reasons why we are not to vote for the Jamaica Labour Party as a result of the level of corruption, the allegation of corruption. We have seen the SSL saga, we have seen several corruption after corruption. We have seen Rural Read, corruption after corruption. You name it. We have seen organization, institution just gone haywire. So then we know that, okay, the Jamaica Labour Party is full of corruption. So my strategy in saying, right, because I listen to other vloggers and I've heard other vloggers saying that, right, you know, it's like persons are trying to tell persons, right, you know, direct persons how to vote. But we are talking about strategical thinking now, strategical thinking. Right? Because we want the best representation. And so then when we use the comparable factor as it relates to honesty and certain things, we realize that, okay, Mark Golding came out. So of course, we have someone who have been there, done that, tested and proven to be 100% full of integrity. So there's no doubt there. So then that is the reason why I would want Mark Golding in leadership to lead us in the next mission as it relates to nation building. Now, again, look on the strategy. What we need to do, remember that UIC is there. And so then for the UIC, I have read the UIC mandate, and the truth be told, I love the UIC mandate. I've gone through the UIC mandate. Mr. Patterson is equally a successful person. And I see Mr. Patterson equally as a good person. But this is my say. Why we Jamaicans, knowing to the fact that JLP has been corrupted to the core. So this time, the people have the advantage in put in UIC as a strong opposition to the PNP. So I want people to follow my strategy. And if you agree with my strategy, say yes.
We saw them up last week.
And so then, we see that UIC who have strong political will, right? Wonderful mandate, would now have the opportunity to be in the opposition and to now oppose the People's National Party
if they need to be opposed.
If they need to be opposed. And they will serve as a solid watchdog for our interests. So then if Mark Golding and any members of the People's National Party try to divert away from nation building, then the opposition UIC would now serve it as an opportunity because, remember, they want to be the government. So they are going to work their endeavor best, serving as a strong opposition to the People's National Party. So then, one of the reasons for me last week to show the map 2016 and 2020 is to say that when the electorate is going to vote,
The people are going to vote.
right? The same thing. Is going to vote, then the people need to have a sort of balance, giving themselves a strong opposition so that they can be properly represented. The reason for that, we have seen that the victory that the Jamaica Labour Party had in 2020 rendered the People's National Party weak. And so then the People's National Party cannot oppose because Jamaica Labour Party has 49 seated members of majority, and the PNP has only 14. So when it comes to policies that requires to be voted on, the People's National Party cannot oppose. And so then, we need to make sure that we serve the Jamaican Labour Party such a punishment that they truly deserve. That UIC will be replacing them and serve as a fundamental, strong opposition to the People's National Party. Now, the People's National Party is going to be aware that a fundamentally strong opposition is behind them, forcing them to walk in straight line. So then, we the people is going to ask so that we are going to shift the political status quo as it relates to what they have there now and change the political structure as it relates to where members of parliament must have job description. So people, when we are voting, we need to give both People's National Party and Jamaican Labour Party a mandate of accountability so that they can be accountable to us. And we are going to make sure that we dig this dagger in the heart of the corruptors, Jamaica Labour Party, serving them a medicine that they truly deserve. So who in the chat, if you agreed with me, say yes. If you don't agree with me, I love you still. And it is your subjective opinion.
We need to balance the power so that.
And so then I am saying, let us balance the power with UIC because I love UIC mandate. But the reason for me not to say, okay, all right, let us put UIC in the leadership role. And it is just a simple method. Here the simple method. If you have a new pilot coming out of being graduated, right? For the first couple of flights, would like that new pilot to fly with a senior pilot. Right? And that is a simple method. So then, to the fact that we truly doesn't know Mr. Patterson. And so then, because of our political history, over 60 years, both political parties have not represented us. We cannot just take our trust and give it to Mr. Patterson like that. Mr. Patterson has to earn it. And so then, we are saying the more prudent thing to do is put them in as opposition. So who want to say yes in the chat? Let me see how much people support.
Yeah, there are quite a few, some people are saying yes.
Right? And see if what I'm saying doesn't make sense. Now,
I'm saying agreed.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Agreed. Agreed.
Yes.
Agreed. I love them. I love them. I love them. So then, let me say a message to the People's National Party, because whosoever hearing me or listening to me, People's National Party, I'm speaking to you, to hold the focus of unity.
Or yes.
And hold the Jamaican flags high with the mission of nation building, and with a leader of like Mark Golding to lead the team to victory. So we are depending on you based on the merit of your performance, Mr. Mark Golding. The evidence of you being at the level of good governance. And it is evident that it is so. So we, the Jamaican society, would like for this time around, the Jamaican people being represented the way we ought to be represented. So Mr. Golding, Mystic Sensation is definitely vying for you to be that leader, right? Mystic Sensation alone doesn't have the power to make Mark Golding be the leader. But if I have, I would. And that is my contribution. Arlene, okay. So,
sorry.
Arlene, Andrew Holness too greedy, definitely. Delroy, Mystic, anywhere else in the world, that minister would be on the next flight back home to address the urgent problems affecting our teachers. This minister chose to turn her back on the teachers. Shame, shame, shame. But guess what? I don't surprise. This is an uncaring government. An uncaring government. Right? Now, who policies? Police, sorry, my goodness. Who polices the politicians? They should not be above the law. Well, certainly the politicians are not above the law. But Jermaine, you know, corruption is the order of the day, right? And so then we the people stand and allow them to muzzle the Integrity Commission, right? And that is something that we should march against for them to amend it, right? So we the people can change it, right? These are issues that we need to fight for because they don't want to be exposed. And that's why I show you that I showed you. But you know what? We are getting close to another bombshell. So then let me just go smoothly through the program. The next clip that we have, deliberating strategy to vote for Mark Golding.
Oh, so you want me to play that?
Yes, opposition to. So let me play a clip with the opposition addressing the current issues.
Okay, so Arlene is saying exactly this. The government don't care about our country or us, the Jamaican people. These politicians full of too much corruption, wickedness.
Too much corruption, Arlene. Too much wickedness is just excessive.
Okay,
all right.
So welcome to those who recently joined. Happy Friday to you guys. Let me just share. And so guys, if you notice, drinking wine. Today is our 22nd wedding anniversary and we're here with you guys. So we really appreciate your company on our anniversary. We are here chatting and having a good conversation, educating you guys. What are you looking for?
Okay,
so you want me to play?
Let me just.
Thanks, Empress. Empress is saying happy anniversary.
Thank you, Empress. I'm deliberating the strategy to vote for.
Okay.
All right. So let us just show you a clip where Mark Golding is definitely, Mark Golding is definitely carrying the torch as it relates to the teachers.
Is this one?
Yes.
Okay.
As it relates to defending civil workers, right? As it relates to pay equity. So let us look at that.
Okay.
Up first this evening, the opposition People's National Party is calling for an independent body to review the salaries of the political leadership and recommend new increases.
Party leader Mark Golding made the suggestion at a press briefing today as the PNP continues to press the government to roll back the massive pay hike. Krista Campbell reports.
When it was announced on Tuesday, we were hearing it for the first time.
People's National Party (PNP) President Mark Golding insisting the opposition was taken by surprise and did not have enough time to appropriately respond when the new salary hike was announced in Parliament for the Political Directorate last Tuesday. But having now compared the salaries of other politicians in the region and listened to the public outcry, the opposition is insisting the government needs to backtrack.
I don't think it is flip-flopping for a political party to be listening, because if we weren't listening, we'd be accused of being tone deaf. No, when we're listening, it is said that you're flip-flopping. It is our responsibility to listen to what the population is saying and to make representation on their behalf.
There was a departure from the principle and the mechanism that applied across the public service to everybody from permanent secretaries down in the recent restructuring, where nobody was placed higher than the fourth band out of 13 bands. But the government chose to put ministers at the top, the 13th band, which is why you have this massive difference between what a permanent secretary will be earning and what a minister will be earning.
So the most a permanent secretary is going to earn 2022, I would have earned in 2020 is 15,030,000, right? Whilst the minister at that time was at 18,300. That's 3.3 mil more. For this year, the most a permanent secretary will earn is 17 million, whilst the minister is at 20.7, 3.7 more. And then for next year, 18.7 versus 22.8.
And with the Prime Minister announcing he will not be taking the pay increase, the opposition leader is insisting on a complete rollback for all of the political directorate.
It is not clear whether the Prime Minister, who is also a minister responsible for the portfolio of economic growth and job creation and the portfolio of defense, will be receiving the salary of a minister, having removed the Prime Minister's salary from the list of increases. We should not be saying what we pay ourselves. Let an independent grouping of appropriately chosen professionals do that.
Now, today is the second press conference the PNP called to discuss the massive salary increases for the political directorate. But as the public opposition to the move increases, how far will the PNP's pushback go?
I see quite a lot of persons saying that they are protesting, including the Advocate Network, who is protesting at lunchtime today. And I think I'll be joining them today.
Krista Campbell, TVJ News.
Okay.
Okay, thank you guys. Thank you so much for the anniversary wishes. Really appreciate it.
All right. So this is the hour that we are waiting for as it relates to the investigation that I had spoken about earlier. We know that this particular case that I'm going to address, it is currently in the court, right? So basically, this is the court of public opinion. So let me say that whatever we are discussing here, obviously, it is not going to be utilized in the court. So, right, the court deal with evidence and so forth and so forth. But we are going to go through some things and let the locals look at it and let the diaspora look at it and see how the possible corruption extended. And we're going to ask a question. And remember earlier, I asked the question, if Juliet Holness had a profile account in SSL, you're going to see the reason for me to ask a question like that. But before, right, I am going to take you through what we call a development application process guide. Hospital full of garbage. Can't you imagine that these politicians don't do nothing for our country? Shame and disgrace. The only thing that these politicians are doing, right, they are lining their pockets. That's the only thing. That's the only thing that they are doing. Lining their pockets and setting up themselves for a good, happy, luxurious pension plan. That's the only objective Jamaica Labour Party has, right? And I'm not joking. Now, and what I'm going to discuss is going to show you that the only plan they have is to really line their pockets. So then, because I want my ardent listeners to have an understanding as it relates to the background of this evidence, I am going to take you through what we call a development application process guide as it relates to certain type of development that's supposed to, right, be undergone, right, by whosoever want to pursue that particular type of development. So I'm going to have you seen the documents. We all are going to go through the documents as it relates to the procedures, right, that need to be done when you're dealing with a particular development. So let me show you the document and we are going to go through it.
Okay, let me just share the screen.
All right. Okay, so there we have the development application process guide, and I want to take you through it as it relates to clarity, right, to understand this material. So then, if you want to do a particular development, right, the Ministry of Local Government and Community Development, right, is giving you this application process guide for you to follow through the process guide so that you stay in tandem with the laws relating to the Ministry of Local Government and Community Development. So then, from top, development means the carrying out of building, engineering, minor or other operations in, on, over, or on the land, or the making of any material change in the use of any building or other land, TCPA. Permission is required for any of the following. So for you to do any of the above, right, you have to get permission if you are going to erect a building, if you're going to demolish a building, if you're going to make addition and alterations and repairs, right, renovation, temporary building and farmhouse, change of use of building from one use class to another, example, residential to commercial. So this is the following that you have to go through. An application of such nature could take approximately 4 weeks for residential single-family buildings, while all other applications will take approximately 90 working days. The following guidelines will assist requirements for applying. Here how the application process begins. Completed an application form with prescribed fee. 2, certificate of tax payment. 3, location map and scale of 1 to 12.
1 in 12,000.
1 in 12,500, sorry. Surveyor's report. And notice number 4, surveyor's report. And the reason for me to repeat it, you're going to see when we are going to go into the Holness case, right? This surveyor report is significant for you to know now that that is one of the requirements. Detailed construction drawings for a proposed development, including site plan showing building layout and footprint, access and exit, elevation, section, electrical, sewage, roof, etc. Where property adjoins main road, 2 additional sets of plans are required. Let me repeat that. Where a property adjoins the main road, 2 additional sets of plans are required. Number 6, proof of ownership, certified copy of registered title, certified copy of will, certified copy of sales agreement, certified copy of deeds of gift, conveyance. If you are not the owner of the land, a letter of authorization from the owner, stamped and signed by a justice of the peace or a notary public, should be presented to conduct business with counsel. Other documents may be required to conduct a complete review of the application. After all of that, and you have met all of that, what you will do now, you await approval from municipal corporation before commencing any work. Let me repeat that, people. After acquiring all of the above, then you await approval from municipal corporation before commencing any work. Now, development breaches and penalties. So we are going to go, if there's the possibility when you have development breaches and the penalties that come with that. Anyone who is found to be building without a permit may be issued a stop notice and an enforcement notice requesting immediate cessation of works until the plan is submitted, approved, and a permit is issued. Let me repeat that, because we are going to go into the Holness case. This again is a note that you need to take note of. Notice, requesting immediate cessation of work until the plan is submitted, approved, and a permit is issued under the TCPA. If an individual failed to obey the notices, a fine up to $1 million can be imposed, and thereafter a fine of $5,000 per day. If the development continues, under the new International Building Code, individual will be subjected to a fine not less than $250,000 if there's a breach. If a building is found to be in breach and the developer has subsequently submitted the plans, the individual will also be penalized. Okay. Refusal of the application. If your application has been refused, the municipal corporation is required to write a notification letter to you stating the reason for refusal and guide you as to the process that you can take to appeal this decision. So you can appeal it if you have been refused. Approval of application. Now, this is when your application been approved. Now, here is the requirement. Pick up your approval. If you are not the owner, she or he must give you a letter of authorization, stamped and signed by a justice of the peace or notary public. Commence construction within 6 months. So after everything approved, you have to commence the construction within 6 months of the issuance of the permit, or it shall lapse. Contact the appropriate department to carry out the inspection during the course of construction. Keep a copy of plans and permits on site. So I'm not going to go any further with that, because we are going to go and open up the Holness case. Take down that away on it. Let me talk to the people. So people, let me talk to you before I venture into Madam's case. The Prime Minister's wife, I'm just giving you a background of a case, had purchased a piece of land to do a major development on it, which was $800 million as it relates to apartment structure. Listen, $800 million in 2012. People, I want you to take that year in note. If you have a pen or paper, write down 2012 because we are getting there. Let me repeat. 2012, the Prime Minister's wife purchased a piece of lot in the Beverly Hills area, right, from a lady, right, to construct a development that total in value over $800 million. Write that down, 2012. Now, depending on the type of development that she's doing, I've shown you the process that she has to go through in getting a permit to begin construction. Mrs. Holness had obtained a permit to proceed with construction. $800 million apartment home. And so then, in the advanced stage of the development, Mrs. Holness developed problems. The problems that she developed, right, is a portion of a land that she claims supposed to be listed on a title based on, as according to she, an agreement between she and the person who sold her the land, that portion supposed to be listed on the title. And so then she went on doing construction. Now, the lady has countersued her. And the lady is saying that Mrs. Holness is encroaching on her land. Let me stop it there. Now, we are going to go through the documentation and what being communicated in court, and then we are going to, because when I finish with this, I will have to ask the Integrity Commission to look into this matter. So that Ms. Holness will only have a problem currently in the courts. Red Hills. Sorry, correction, Red Hills. Let me correct that. And so then, so not Beverly Hills, Red Hills. So let me correct that. Right? So I'm going to show you the proceedings of what been transpired between Mrs. Holness and the lady who she had purchased this land, portion of land from 2012. Without any hesitation, I want people to follow me keenly, the diaspora, to look on the next document that I'm going to open. Now we are going to go into the art of the case. Let's open that document on it. Let me sip a little wine before I get into that. Oh my goodness, Arlene put it like husband, like wife. Both are the same corrupt crooks as she run Andrew head. Arlene, all right. Endorsement after endorsement, Arlene.
Which one?
Impossible to fix.
Okay.
So then, all right. There's a document up there, and people, you know, how Mystic Sensation do their thing, you know. Mystic Sensation like to have proof of documents, show them that it is the Gleaner, that we are not spreading propaganda, right? So the host of this news is the Gleaner. Jamaica West Indies, the Gleaner. So we are not spreading propaganda. And where it have there, the subtopic, impossible to fix. Juliet Holness tells court her 800 million housing project doomed to fail if issues with access road not addressed. Let us dig into it, people. Let us dig into it. Let us dig. So let us read it. Developer Juliet Holness has told the court she is facing a failed $800 million housing project in St. Andrew if issues with an access road are not addressed in a high-stakes title dispute. Here she went on and said, quote, I cannot complete the development, end of quote, said the lawmaker, which is Juliet Holness, who pointed to an expert report on the value of what has been constructed between 2012 and 2020 by JAJ Development Holdings Limited, in which she is, Mrs. Holden is a director and a majority shareholder of JAJ. Now, back up, people. Let me stop this up. Right? Now, remember that Andrew Holness took out 5 companies between 2006, 2009, and have Gavin listed as the director of the company. Now, JAJ, right, obviously, right, is here, and Mrs. Holness, right, has majority shareholdings in this company. So let us begin, in which she is a director and majority shareholder of JAJ, is suing Charlene Ashley. So the person who she's suing is who? Charlene Ashley, the owner of Lot 21A in Lease Flat, Red Hills, for the title of the land, right? A piece of which it bought in 2012 for $22 million. People, I want you to write that down, that $22 million debt. I want to write it down. $22 million. Let me write it down here. In 2012. Mark the time, people. $22 million in 2012, and simultaneously constructing, right, a $800 million housing project, according to her. She paid for the land, 22 million. Take note of that. Payment includes giving Ashley one of the apartments from the complex. JAJ's portion is lot 2B or lot 2. So a part of that payment within the 22 million is to give her one of the apartment within the complex that Mrs. Holness is constructing. Ashley has now countersued, alleging trespassing by JAJ. So what she's saying, right, that portion of land that she wanted to encroach on, the title is not bearing that portion. It is not hers. She's encroaching. The trial started on Tuesday with Holness, right, the first witness call. So then she denied Ashley's accusation that she has been a bully who tried to take away portions of lot 221A. Let us go further in the readings. Holness said no work has been done on the property since February 2020, right? And a title she received in December 2022 from Ashley, which was intended to satisfy a court order, does not help because, according to her, the document is not in accordance with the terms of the 2012 sales agreement. So what she's saying there, that piece of land that she wants to claim, right, the document that she gets in 22, the title, is not showing that piece of land that she's encroaching on to be added there. Holness said the width of the reserve road on the title is 3 meters or 5 meters short of what was allegedly agreed. As a result, the title, she said, does not allow in a way for the development to abide by the laws of Jamaica. People, we are going to discuss that. I will be in breach. This is what Mrs. Holness is saying now. I will be in breach of the KSMAC, Kingston and St. Andrew Municipal Corporation approval. Firstly, I will be in breach of the fire department requirement, and I could never in good conscience either spend another dollar or attempt to sell to anyone any of those units because they will not be able to occupy them, not be able to receive titles for any of those units, said Holness, bang around there. So a member of parliament and wife of the Prime Minister, Andrew Holness. Now, pressed by the trial judge, David Batts, Holness later explained that the width of the access road to the complex was below the minimum requirement of 6.2 meters established by the KSMAC when it approved the subdivision of the land in 2011. People, let us stop here. Let us stop here. Let's hold it. Let's hold it. Right? Okay. So 6.2 meters. Take it down on it. Hold on. Leave it. Let me just finish read. I want the people to have a full understanding. The title has only 3 meters for the access road. If also as new concrete structures built that have closed sections of the access way and have gone even further into the access way than they were originally in the design of the development, Holness said. She continued, all the units require the access road on ground level because there is no space on the development to make any corrections to facilitate this reduced access way. And let's fix. I have on my hands a totally failed development, impossible to fix and impossible to sell. Holness said she has not visited the site since she got the title, but from the document, she believes that the new concrete structure include a boundary wall built by Ashley. However, Ashley lawyers Ian Stewart from the firm Knight, Jr. and Samuels has denied that there are new concrete structures on the property. He has maintained that J&J has destroyed property belonging to Ashley and even made several encroachments. People want to hear that? Let me read it again. He has maintained that J&J has destroyed property belonging to Ashley and even made several encroachments. The items allegedly include a doghouse, which Holness admitted she ordered demolished without notice in 2018, after waiting for 3-4 years for it to be addressed. A bad man business the Prime Minister's wife are going with. However, she has insisted that the structure was not concrete and was located on the access road and not on Ashley's property. Right? So then, this is what Ashley is saying in her defense. Ashley has also contended that in October 2009, J.A.J. removed 10 to 15 feet of a border wall on her property to carve out more space for the development, right? A claim Holness has rejected. Then so Mrs. Holness bad. She instead argued that J.A.J. equipment was used at the alleged request of Ashley's husband to assist with work on section of the wall's foundation. From a distance, I observed them, heard Ashley and somebody who was operating my backhoe digging, said Holness, adding that she did not know whether the digging was taking place on Ashley's property, as she could only see what work was being done at the border of the reserve road and the Ashley's property. Just imagine. Holness agreed with Stewart's suggestion that generally the act of demolishing the wall was an alteration or modification of concrete structure. And Holness denied Stewart's suggestion that her delays in proving the drawings for the development delayed Ashley's attempt to provide the title. Ashley has said that she got the drawing in July 2020. Now, a year before, Holness said they were amended to correct error discovered in 2013. The drawing of 2013, including Ashley lot, and was used in the calculation of the density, meaning that it allowed Kingston and St. Andrew Municipal Corporation to approve more habitable rooms for the development. People, let me read back that over. Let me read this so that you can understand what is going on here. The drawings of 2013 included the Ashley's lot and was used in the calculation of the density, meaning that it allowed Kingston and St. Andrew Municipal Corporation to approve more habitable rooms for the development. Let me break it down in simple understanding. It simply means that portion of Ashley property was taken over and calculated into Mrs. Holness' lot, right, so that it can prove and pass through the municipal corporation. You know, see the corruption, people? Anthony Martin Harris, the foreman for the JJ construction work, took the stand Wednesday and denied allegations that he and his team had intimidated Ashley and her husband. In a 2018 incident, Ashley said she saw Holness instructing workers to demolish an entire concrete terrace. You see how Mrs. Holness bad? You see how the Prime Minister's wife bad? I appeal to Holness to desist from destroying my property, chain link fence, stepping stones, pathway, and all the sentimental items, brick from my first home, plants, a large fish tank, etc., which I had there on the concrete terrace. Holness is her teeth and ignore my pleas and said, well, may the Prime Minister's wife, bad like me. When me say you feel move, you feel move. Ashley said in her witness statement, put in the partner in there, could joke me and run. Ashley further argued that she started to video record the incident with her cell phone, but Holness foreman grab the phone from me and say, you know, sir, the Prime Minister wife, you can't do that. You understand, man, a dapper. Deleting the video, refusing to return the phone. Harris dismissed those claims and instead asserted that Ashley had approached him and pointed her fingers in his face. He said the matter was resolved amicably, but Ashley's lawyers suggested that it was not so and that a police officer who was called by Ashley's husband suggested that Ashley should file a report. He did not say whether a report was made. Holness' case is being led by Rose Bennett Cooper and Cedia Smith from the law firm Bennett and Cooper Smith. They are expected to call more witnesses Thursday. So people take this away and make we talk about the minimum requirement of the 6.2 meters here. Because something not right or so. Something not right or so. So people, we are going to talk now about the investigation. People, all right. So I show the development application process what needs to be done. Holness not but a cook. She have the right husband. Them come in life. Puss and rat. You say them two people that a demon serpent, both of them. All right. So people, all right. My question in all of this. Because the type of development that Ms. Holness had done, which as it relates to her land space, just for simple understanding, her total land space is short of about, said, 5 meters, just for argument's sake. I'm just trying to make you understand. So she did not have the adequate land space to do that development. And so then my question is, how did Ms. Holness gotten a permit to proceed building? How did she achieve a permit to do that construction? Now, what she's doing now, right? Because of those items were approved, right, by all the listed agencies who had written that she's okay. Now, it is now established in court that that portion of land, right, doesn't belong to her. Now, I am not going to say whether or not it belongs to Mrs. Holness or it belongs to Ashley. That part is in court. And so then the court have to decipher. But this is where I want the Integrity Commission to look into. Right? As it relates to if the outcome of the case that Miss Ashley indeed right in her claim that that property is her. Remember that Mrs. Holness would have gotten a surveyor report. And from the surveyor report, Mrs. Holness would have known her boundaries, because she has to have a surveyor report before that can be approved. So then from the surveyor report, she, Mrs. Holness, would have known her boundary. So then if Mrs. Holness know her boundary, and knowing that her land space was not enough, right, to pass that development and be given a permit, right? I want to know if the surveyor said Ashley is right. did the surveyor, right, breach in terms of stealing a portion of Miss Ashley land space so that it can make up Mrs. Holness land space, so then that she's not in breach? Because if that piece of land has not given to her by the judge, if she doesn't win that case, then she is totally in breach. Now, let us ask a question, people. If you notice, the Prime Minister has roughly about 19 agencies in his office, including NEPA, that is in charge of this development. The Prime Minister. So this is gross conflict of interest. The Prime Minister, NEPA, is one of the agencies in the Prime Minister's office. So the question of how Mrs. Holness would have gotten a permit to proceed in building if she didn't have that adequate land space for that particular development, she should not have given a permit. But all the following agencies have signed off, right? And that. So then, we have to anticipate whether or not the court is going to rule now in the favor of Mrs. Holness. And then if it doesn't rule in the favor of Mrs. Holness, Integrity Commission, get Christie, you need to look into this matter. All right, people.
Can I ask a question?
Okay, ask a question.
That she's the Prime Minister's wife.
Yes.
They're not supposed to be conducting private businesses and stuff. Isn't this a breach, a clear breach?
This is a clear breach.
Isn't a conflict of interest?
Conflict of interest.
Okay.
So then, let us go further now. So then, I am out of that sort of thing because it's in court, yet to be decided. So I'm just saying to the Integrity Commission, right, that in respective of the court finding, and if Mrs. Holness, right, doesn't award the favor of winning that case, trouble there, sir. Trouble the right, yes, sir. And the Integrity Commission must look into this project on readiness.
I need to ask another question.
Okay.
Seeing that, let's go back to the whole SSL thing and the purge. No, before SSL.
In the matter now.
Okay. So now
Okay.
let me hold my question.
So people, this is where I want to go. The question that I'm asking.
Now line up right.
That's something now line up right as well. The question that I'm going to ask now. Remember I asked it earlier. If Mrs. Holness has an account in SSL, here's the reason why I'm asking this question. Let us, who have pen and paper to write, just write. In 2011, right? Andrew Holness, based on the investigation of Zara Burton, purchased a piece of land in Beverly Hills where his house has been erected. Right? And he purchased that piece of land for approximately maybe 25 to 28 million. Don't quote me on it, because I'd have to go back and check the document. And people, what I want you to observe is that Mr. Holness made 3 to 4 installments on the land in 2011. Simply means that Mr. Holness did not have all the cash to pay all in one for the piece of land. He has to use 3 or 4 installments to pay for it. So in 2011, Mr. Andrew Holness trapped for cash. People, look at this. 2012, Bolt put his money into SSL. People looking up. Look. And here my reason to ask. 2012, Bolt put his money into SSL. What happened in 2012 also is that Mr. Holness, who was strapped for cash in 2011, all of a sudden in 2012, money is just coming from all over. Mr. Holness claimed that he has been assisted by mortgage to build a house. Investigation proved otherwise. No mortgage was not found by the investigators. And so then in 2012, Mr. Holness began to build a huge mansion that took him 3 years to finish. So he finished the project in 2015, 3 years short. But in 2012, while Mr. Holness found all of that money, simultaneously in 2012, Mrs. Juliet Holness building found $22 million to pay for land in Red Hills and constructing a development that cost over $800 million. The question, where did Mrs. Holness got her money from? Integrity Commission, view this. Zooming on this. 2012, Andrew Holness, right, found millions of dollars constructing his house on Beverly Hills, as according to some valuator that value his home to be over 200 million Jamaican dollars. Simultaneously, in 2012, Mrs. Andrew Holness purchased a land for over 22 million and building his apartment project for over 800 million Jamaican dollars. So 2012, where all of the money they come from? Where all of the money they come from?
So I hear them hit the jackpot.
Right? We have not heard that they win the lottery. But all of a sudden, 2012, very active. Now, investigation into SSL stated that 2012, as Bolt put his money into SSL, the fast as he put it in, it comes out faster than how he put it in. So Bolt lost his money in 2012. So then, I am saying to Nigel Clarke, I am saying to Nigel Clarke. And Mr. Nigel Clarke, why is it only Andrew Holness profile account being benefited from SSL? Because we just don't know about Mrs. Holness now, you know. We never know about Mrs. Holness all along, you know. If this court never come up, we wouldn't know anything about Mrs. Holness. We never ever have an eye on Mrs. Holness pertaining to the SSL. And I am not saying that Mrs. Holness has any profile account in SSL. That is not what I'm saying. But I'm just asking. She has to now justify, and she should be able to justify where she got that money from. And this is a reasonable question for us to ask that question. Right? So then when we look at this series of evidence and see where tentacles are stretching into SSL 2012 timeline, then we have to ask these questions. And when we are seeing that an investigation into SSL, the Prime Minister is not a focus of this investigation. The Prime Minister is not a focus of this investigation. And when we look, we realize that the only account survived the dilemma, right, of over 9,000 accounts being freezed. And even when SSL getting hit, the Prime Minister account as a card to investment been increasing when every other account, right, been pilfered into, and people lost their money. And yet we are seeing that the Prime Minister building all of that in 2012. And in 2012, what we are now learning is also Mrs. Holness building in where is in what year? 2012. What is this? And you are going to say that these questions we are not to ask. So then, we have to ask these questions, and we are anticipating to see what is going to happen with that court case. And we are also going to anticipate if the Integrity Commission is going to look into that case to see where Mrs. Holness get her money from, one, and see the possible breach of why did Miss Holness had gotten a permit, you understand, to proceed.
But the Integrity Commission can't investigate anything until they're out of office because they've tied their hands and feet. They can't do anything.
And okay, if
So
Jamaica, okay,
the next government.
if this government, and this is the reasons why we want this government out, so that when Mark Golding, right, become the incumbent, we can also look into Mrs. Holness' situation, because this government, I am 110% sure that he will not investigate that. They're not going to. This government is not going to look at Andrew Holness, right, as a person of interest within the SSL. Not even to ask the Prime Minister how did his account was able to increase in investment when SSL is damaged. So the investigators in Jamaica don't realize that these questions are relevant. The Prime Minister and the primary thief leave SSL one time. The Prime Minister and the primary thief leave SSL one time. At this today point in the case, we don't know if Clarke is investigating. So people, so then you see what is going on. You see what is going on. We know who the Prime Minister is. We have seen 2 days ago, he took a 180 degrees turn, saying that he's not going to take the new increase, but he's reverting to his old salary, $9 million, which he knew very well that it cannot be done like that. This is how conniving and tricky the Prime Minister is. Telling us, we already know that something has to be corrected by the cabinet and being approved by the cabinet. Right? And he's lying to the people. You see what I'm saying? So then we know who Andrew Holness is. And that's why when Mystic Sensation come here, we bring forward the evidences, right? And all of that. Now we understand the reason why the Prime Minister having so many agencies in his office. The first time in the history of our politics, a Prime Minister having so many agencies.
And those agencies
right?
Donations.
And those agencies receive donations, and he has to be in the center of everything. Right? Gross conflict of interest. NEPA is one of the agencies in the Prime Minister's office, and his wife in Cascas overland and possibly breaching all the rules and being given permit to proceed. What you call that? What you call that? So then, I think I have vented enough as it relates to that. And we have some more digging to do, but I think I have done enough for tonight. And
different agencies under his portfolio.
For my last evidence that I want to show, I'm just going to show the people the amount of agencies in the Prime Minister's office. So, wifey, put up that clip so that the people can see that and see where the document prove that.
Okay, guys, welcome to those who recently joined. Thank you so much, guys, for your continued support, for still being here. Really appreciate each and every one. Okay, there we go.
So there we go. Agency of the Office of the Prime Minister. Under the Prime Minister, within the Prime Minister's office, Constituency Development Fund, that of it did it. That of it did it. That are number one. The Constituency Development Fund. That is number one. Him did it, some man. Him in that. Culture, health, arts, sports, and education. Electoral Matters, Electoral Commission of Jamaica, Human Employment and Resource Training Trust, National Training Agency, or Trust, you name it. Jamaica Defense Force, no wonder why I'm rallying with all of them sorted around him. Jamaican Information Service, no wonder why UIC get locked out. And certain things can't publish through the UIC, the Prime Minister Office control this. You can't go on like you want to come take over power. You can shut it down for now. Jamaica Social Investment, Gisco Johnson International Industrial and Park and Special Economic Zone Project, National Identification System NIDS, Public Broadcasting Corporation of Jamaica. If you don't ever talk about anything too bad about me, see, we just lock down who forget lock down and impeach who and stop who forget stop. And so then me have to make sure that my propaganda media, big belly, roll head Jonjo, you understand, I always defend him. And so now you understand why I'm also defending him, because the Public Broadcasting Corporation, that in the Prime Minister office, the Prime Minister control that. Registrar General Department and Island Records Office, Social Partnership, State Protocol, Vernon Field Aerotropolis Development Project. And also remember that NEPA is under the Prime Minister, within the Prime Minister office. So you get 14 there and another 5 not listed. So that is where it is for my portion of testimony here. And I will now, once again, thank my listeners to listen to me. And I hand over the baton to my wife. Thank you, honey. Your time to rule.
Well, guys, that's a lot to think about. A lot to think about. Where do we go from here? Where do we go from here? So, as Baron has said, that we need to balance the power. So for the next election, we don't want to give one party too much power, because we see what this has brought us right now. So as he said, the UIC is there. There are a lot of people who are saying that they're not voting for the PNP. They're not going to vote for the GLP. Look at the UIC as an alternative, because you need to exercise your right to vote. Because if you don't vote, we're not going to get rid of the mess that we are in now. Right? And we don't want to see the electoral map of 2020 repeating itself. Right? So we need to dig deep, think about what we want for the future. Sometimes what we want is not what we're going to get, but in order to get something, we have to do something. So go out there and vote. If you don't vote, there's not going to be any changes. And it don't make no sense. You say you're not going to get involved in the politics. Whether you want to directly get involved, yes or no, you're indirectly involved, because they make decisions that affect our lives on a daily basis. Right? So you're deep in politics, whether you want to accept it, yes or no, because they're the ones that make the decisions for us. So it's for us now to try and put Jamaica on the right path and say no more, enough is enough, and we're not going to repeat what happened in 2020. We're not going to make the mistake again and give any party any ultimate power. We must have a strong opposition, so when they have a no-nonsense bill or a no-nonsense plan like the muzzling of the Integrity Commission, because you see, it was by a bipartisan effort. But as soon as JLP got the majority, because they know what they were up to, they silenced them. They can't do anything, right? Because what? PNP could not oppose them because they only had 14 seats. Well, JLP have 49. They have no voice. The people crippled them, as Baron said last week. They broke their hands and feet. And yet, as Baron said, when Andrew shut up himself, we don't expect Mark to go clean him. Well, he can't go clean him because he don't have no hands. Because we took away his hands. So we do not want a repeat of that. So if you are not going to vote for PNP, or you're not going to vote for JLP, not on your yard, look into UIC, there's a third party. We need to balance the power. Okay, that's as much as I'm going to say on that. Okay, so thank you so much, guys, for the happy anniversary.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. 22 years going strong.
All right.
22 years going strong. Thank you. Okay, I have not regretted my decision until today's date.
Thank you.
All right, so Tara is endorsing what I said. True.
Yeah.
And she's saying exactly. Yep.
Okay, so anyone in the chat that I need to answer?
I'm gonna go back up because they were Okay, thank you so much, Teacher P. And Chuck Life is saying, well done each and every week, Mr.
Bless
Byron.
up, Chuck Life. Thank you.
Okay, and Arlene is saying, you and your wife do have yourself a wonderful and blessed
Thank you,
Friday night.
Arlene.
Do enjoy your anniversary. Thank you so much, Arlene. Have a wonderful and blessed weekend. RJ is saying, expose them, teacher.
All right.
Oops, that is too strong for me to highlight there.
What it says?
This one. Allegation.
Okay.
Well, I don't want to put that one up. Okay, so Wayne is saying, would not believe they're a tag team working hand in hand.
Oh, yes, Wayne.
Mixing is saying them this honest
Yeah, this honest
I get so tired for reading mixing comment. I'll say talk truth.
All right.
Okay. I think we went
These are the
through
things
that.
these politicians go around and do, poor people in our country. Thief.
Okay, so that's sorry.
Okay, TJ, Wagwan Tara, big up yourself. A she name, let's make it happen. She's just as bad as her. 3-card Ozzy. Let's make it happen. I love the how Tara put that.
Okay, let me highlight. Well, oops, sorry. Well, oh, it starred. That's why. And Teacher P saying, I wish you a lifetime of happiness and
Thank you, Sister Teacher P.
Thank you so much, Teacher P. Really appreciate it. Tara said, happy anniversary to you both. 22 down and a lifetime to go.
All right.
Okay, thank you so much, Daniel. Thank you so much, each and everyone. Really appreciate it. So now we are going to go into Jeopardy. Let me just close these ones here. So we're going to go into Jeopardy. Let me just get my template. Can close that. All right. So not if I leave me. Boom. Okay, so Jeopardy, we are going to be playing for credits as usual. So we're going to be playing for $1,000 credit to the person with the most points, digital or flow, and also 4 runners up will get $500 digital credit, whether whether flow or digicel for the 4 runners up. So we'll have 5 persons who will be getting credits tonight. So for Jeopardy, the questions are in the form of a statement and you answer in the form of a question. If it is a place or thing, then you answer what is or where is. And if it is the name of a person, you answer who is. You put who is and then the answer. So let me go ahead and share the template for tonight. Okay, so that is our template. Let me just get rid of the logo there. So tonight the categories are guess the river, and this is all Jamaica. Guess the river, name the parish, prime ministers, Jamaican sports, and Jamaican music. All right, so as usual, you're gonna throw out a category and for how many points, and the first one that I see, that's what we're gonna start with. And the person who answers the question correctly will choose the next question, and so forth and so on until the board is clear. Jillian, welcome. Thank you so much. She's saying happy anniversary.
Bless up, Jillian.
Wishing you many more. Thank you, Jillian. Happy Friday. Thank you so much for joining. Start say all the people with the 20 speed internet, please step forward.
All right.
All right, Chocolate is saying parish for 500. Okay. So name the parish. Black River is located in this parish. So everybody run out, jump out, skip out. I hope you did your homework, Chocolate, because the last time with parishes. All right, so let's see. All right, and I see the answer that I am looking for. So I'm not going to delay. What is St. Elizabeth? So Black River is located in the parish of St. Elizabeth, and that is for 500 points. So let's see who first came in with the correct response. Oh, happy Friday to those over on Facebook, guys. I've been ignoring Facebook all night. Thank you so much for those who are watching. Really appreciate each and every one, and thank you for that share out from the get-go. So first on the board, let me refresh again. First on the board with the correct response is Rasta Girl for 500 points. That's Empress.
So she got it?
Yeah, for 500 points. Then Truck Life, Tiffany, Danielle, Mixon say, hey, and Byron made for each other like Chrismo and Shanti's a lot. Happy belated anniversary to you too, Mixon. I saw you guys recently celebrated your anniversary. Happy anniversary to you guys. Okay, and Mixon also came in with St. Elizabeth. All right, so who got it? Empress, choose the next category and for how many points? She's saying parish for 200. Rio Nuevo is located in this parish. Rio Nuevo is located in this parish. Rio Nuevo is located in this parish. Oh, it's 200. Okay. All right, let me see if I see the answer that I am looking for. Let me that device here, please. Rio Nuevo is located in this parish. One sec. Okay. All right, so let's see if anyone came up with the correct answer. And I see the answer that I'm looking for. And it is, what is St. Mary? So Rio Nuevo is a river located in the parish of St. Mary. All right, and that is for 200 points. So let's see who first came in with the correct response. Okay. Oops. It's running away from me. Okay, nope. Tiffany, what is St. Mary? So Tiffany starts out with 200 points.
Okay, so Tiffany got that?
Tiffany, yeah. Then Empress.
200 points?
Yeah. Then Molly, welcome, Molly. Happy Friday. Thank you so much for being here.
Bless yourself, Molly.
From earlier. Thank you so much for still being here. Isaac's family, welcome. Happy Friday. Thank you so much. Okay, Mixing also. Mixing say I said Mary. Thank you for what is St. Mary. Okay. Sad finger. All right. Okay. All right, Tiffany, choose the next category and for how many points? So Tara said, remember, send me a boaty, Mr. and Mrs. Winner have both lime and digital phone. So anyone you get to me,
Good.
good.
Sharing is scary, you know what I mean, Tara?
All right, so Tiffany, choose the next category and for how many points? So me lose long. But you choose long time, sorry. Oh, I see, parish for 300, sorry. Rio Minno River is located in this parish. Which parish can you find the Rio Minno River? Particular person you're supposed to run out a long time, you know. I don't see him run out yet. Oops, that's a Ricardo. Yes, the job fit in the Tobago Coast. All right, and I see the answer that I am looking for, and that is for 300 points. It is located in the parish of Clarendon. So let's see if Mr. Clarendonian came out above everybody else or before everybody else. So that is 300 points. So let's see who first came in with the correct response. Let's see. Truck Life.
All right.
So, Mixon said, no, you please. Mixon said, Truck Life, you almost get that wrong. No, you please.
Okay.
All right.
So, how much points for Truck Life?
300. And then Mixon, Rasta Girl, Empress, Tiffany. Yeah, that's the order in which it came.
Okay, and so the score as it is, Tiffany on 200 points, Truck Life 300 points, Empress 500 points in the lead.
Okay, and Truck Life is saying parish for 400. All right, let's see. The Great River border these three parishes. The Great River border these three parishes, and it's a double point answer. Name the three parishes that the Great River borders. Come on, scholars. Come on, scholars. Three parishes you should be putting in the chat. Three parishes. All right, I see the answer that I am looking for, so no hesitation. And the answer is what are St. James, Hanover, and Westmoreland. So St. James, Hanover, and Westmoreland, and that is for 400 points. So 800 because it's doubled. So let's see who first came in with the correct response. Okay. Empress. So that's Empress with 400 points. Then.
So Empress got that?
Yeah.
So it's 800 points.
Then, okay, no. All right, so Empress choose the next category and for how many points? Oh, she wants to complete. No, she wants river for 100. This major river is located in the parish of Trelawney. This major river is located in the parish of Trelawney. Name the river. Come on, people, don't lose your Jamaican card.
Need a little bit more of the red one here. Finish?
Leave in there. All right, I see the answer that I am looking for, and it is what is Marthabury, and that is for, and that is for 100 points. So let's see who first came in with the correct response. And that is Truck Life for 100 points. So Truck Life for 100 points. Then Empress, Tiffany, remember spelling, we're not marking for spelling because, you know, sometimes the device changes what you're trying to put, but as long as we know that it's that's the correct answer you were putting. Then Molly, Danielle, Mixin. All right, Truck Life is saying Truck Life is saying Parish for 100, so it's completing Parish. White River is located in the parish of. Which parish is White River located in? White River is located in the parish of. Right, I see the answer that I am looking for. What is St. Anne? So White River is located in the parish of St. Anne, and that is for 100 points. So let's see who came in with the correct response. I added Truck Life.
Oh yeah, Truck Life.
I added it already. It's up to date. Tiffany. So first on the board with the correct response is Tiffany, and that is for 100 points.
Oh,
Then
Tiffany, 100
Empress,
points?
yeah. Truck Life, Danielle. All right.
And so the score as it is, Tiffany on 300 points, Truck Life 400 points, and Empress in the lead 1,300 points.
Okay, so Tiffany, choose the next category and for how many points? Sports for 200. First female to win an Olympic gold medal. First female, and this is for Jamaica. First female to win an Olympic gold medal for Jamaica. All right, let's see what's happening in the chat. For Jamaica, remember it's all Jamaica. Olympic gold. Olympic gold. All right, I see the answer that I am looking for, and it is, who is Deanne Emmings? And remember, you have to put who is for the name of a person, and she won the 400-meter hurdles at the 1996 Olympic Games in Atlanta. Right, and that is for 200 points. So let's see who first came in with the correct response. Empress. Well, it's Deanne Hemmings.
And
now she go back and
how
put
many points?
the name.
What's the points?
200.
200.
Oops. So 200. Also, Molly came in with the correct answer as well. Yeah, that's what we were looking to see. Phone on silent. Okay, so who got that point? So Empress, choose the next category and for how many points? River for 200. Oops. This major river is located in the parish of Portland. This major river is located in the parish of Portland, and the operative word there is major. This major river is located in the parish of Portland. So please do not ignore the word major. That is 200. All right, and I see the answer that I am looking for, so I'm not going to delay, and it is what is Rio Grande. Rio Grande River, that is for 200 points. So let's see who first came in with the correct response. Truck Life. Then Empress, so 200 points
Truck Life.
for Truck Life. Then Empress, I can't drink no more of that. Fine. That's right. Then Molly. Then Molly. So that's how the answers came in. All right, so Truck Life, choose the next category. And for how many points? So it says river for 300. The Plantation Garden River is located in the parish of, in Jamaica. So the Plantain Garden River is located in which parish? And that's for 300. All right, I see the answer that I am looking for. No delays. What is St. Thomas? So it is located in the parish of St. Thomas. All right. All right, so first on the board with the correct response is Empress, Tiffany, Danielle, Molly.
Empress. Who won that?
Hold on. Empress.
Okay, how many points?
300. She's saying river for 400. She's not tarrying at all. I begin with the letter C, and I am located in a parish that begins with the letter W. So I begin with the letter C, so name the river. I begin with the letter C, and I am located in a parish that begins with the letter W. So the river, name the river. Starts with the letter C. They put it all over the alphabet. Remember, I need the river. You're giving me the parish. We're doing rivers, aren't we? Yeah, guess the river.
Sure, that's a cool river.
Cane River, no. There you go. There you go. All right, I see the answer that I am looking for, and it is what is Cabarita River in Westmoreland.
That's Empress.
So that is for 400 points. Let's see who first came in with the correct response. Yep, Empress.
400 points.
So that's a 400 points. So Empress, choose the next category, and for how many points? Oh, Tiffany said, look how much river in Westmoreland start with C. Okay. And Empress is saying river, so she's finishing it up. So 500. The only river that does not flow in a northerly or southerly direction, and it's a double point answer. This is the only river that does not flow in a northerly or southerly direction. And it's a double point answer. Chuck life laughing at Tiffany. Okay. I see the answer that I am looking for. And it is, what is Plantain Garden River? So it does not flow in a northerly or southerly direction. And that is for 1,000 points because it's double point answer. So let's see who picked up that 1,000 points. Let me just refresh here. Okay, Empress, 1,000 points.
1,000 points?
Mhm.
Empress?
Yep. Okay, Empress, choose the next category. And for it's a River Nile.
So the
You lose
score
Jamaica
as
card,
it
Truck Life.
is Tiffany on 300 points, Truck Life 600 points, and Empress way in the lead, 3,200 points to spare.
She's saying sports for 300. The first bowler to reach 500 wickets in Test cricket. The first bowler to reach 500 wickets in Test cricket. Name the bowler. The one is all right before France come. Miss Mary. Oh my goodness. They don't want jump fit to wake up.
It's one to Ricardo. But by the time then finish the board, no crumbs left. Yeah, that's all you do.
All right, and I see the answer that I am looking for. So let's reveal the answer. And who is Courtney Walsh? His full name has to be there, Courtney Walsh. So that is for 300 points. So let's see who picked up that 300 points. Right. Who is Courtney Walsh? Truck Life. 300. Empress did, but she didn't put Courtney.
Who? Truck Life.
Truck Life. Then Tiffany.
How many points to Truck Life? 300.
Then she came back and put Courtney. And then Molly. It's a champion. Oh my goodness. Empress, I gave a hint. So Truck Life says sports for 100. First Black woman to win a world title in swimming. First Black woman, sorry, it should be woman. First Black woman.
All right. No, you can't talk on me there. You're right.
First Black woman to win a world title in swimming. And she's from the Rock. So first Black woman to win a world title in swimming. All right, and I see the answer that I am looking for. We have a lot to be proud of. With little but with Talawa. All right, so who is Alia? Oops, I didn't reveal the answer. All right, Alia Atkinson, 100-meter breaststroke gold and equals the world record, December 6, 2014. All right, and that is for 100 points. So let's see who got that. Okay, Empress, 100. Tiffany, Truck Life, yeah. Molly, Daniel. All right. And Empress is saying sports for 400. Oh, mixing now run out on the sports question. Better mixing. Mixing for 400. Qualified for the World Cup in 1998. Which Jamaican team qualified for the World Cup in 1998? In 1998, they qualified for the World Cup. Chocolate said, who is Jamaica? All right, and I see the answer that I am looking for. Oh, Jesus, no, don't put me in any disrepute here now. All right, so it's the team name. Team name. All right, so who are the Reggae Boys? Qualified for the World Cup in 1998. Who are the Reggae Boys? All right, so let's see who first came in with the correct response. Oops, running away. All right, so Truck Life. Truck Life for 400 points. Yes. Then we have what is Tiffany. You got the Reggae Boys, but most people put what is. Malice put who is. Impressed that question that last me. Hush. So Truck Life, choose the next category and for how many points? Oops. Sports for 500. So finishing up sports. 13 medals were won at this Summer Olympic game. Give the year. 13 medals were won at this Summer Olympic game. Give the year. So, okay, I didn't break it down on the paper. Give the year. I'll give a clue. Byron, ring out the year in his presentation. Very significant year. The year people hit the jackpot. The year people hit the jackpot. Byron mentioned the year in his discussion. How many people were paying attention?
Unbelievable.
All right.
Truck Life was paying attention. Truck Life was paying attention.
I see the answer that I am looking for, and it is what is 2012 London Summer Olympic Games. 4 gold, 5 silver, and 4 bronze. So 2012, okay. the jackpot year.
Something wrong with 2012.
So Truck Life, 500 points. So Truck Life, 500 points. So Truck Life, choose the next category and for how many points? Says music for 100. Music, everybody run from prime ministers. This artist died on May 11, 1981. So everybody run out, skip out, jump out, but don't crawl out, you'll get left behind. I don't know, and I listen him, and I listen him, did I listen because him I guess every year. Okay, welcome, real time. Happy Friday. Thank you so much
Bless
for joining in.
real time.
Happy to have you here. All right, and I see the answer that I am looking for, and it is who is Bob Marley. So who is Bob Marley? And that is for 100 points. So let's see who first came in with the correct response. Truck Life for 100 points. Then Real Time, Empress. What is doing? She correct herself fast. Oh, people speculate to know who Real Time is. Then Molly, Tiffany. And like she love Bob Marley. Oh, he's an icon. We can't help but love Bob Marley. He's helped to put us on the map.
Exactly.
So we have to love him. Answer coming before question is being read. Okay, so Molly, you need to refresh your login. So you need to come out and then sign back into the live. You're lagging behind. Truck Life is saying music for 200. The first winner of the Jamaica Festival Song Competition. So the first winner at the inception, when it just started, of the Jamaica Festival Song Competition, and it's a double score answer. I'll put Louis Ben. It's not poetry they were doing their Truck Life. It's songs. Orion Cheesecake, welcome. You wake up, your phone off vibrate. Happy Friday to you. Thank you so much for joining in. Ricardo.
Oreo cheesecake.
All right, and I see the answer that I am looking for. Did he put it in right? Okay. All right. So, ta-da-da-da. So you're gonna put 200 points on the score and then double the overall score.
Who won that?
So, who is Toots and the Maytals? But the Maytals is the band. So even if you have the Maytals without the Toots, that will go. And it was 1966, and the song was What a Bam 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 Dilam Bam Bam. And that is for 200 points. So let's see who came in with the correct response. All right, so that's where we started. Music for 200. All right, so Ricardo with who is the Maytals, then Empress.
Ricardo in that?
Mm-hmm.
So 100 points is what?
200 and then doubling 200 and just come and throw a monkey wrench. The double score. So that's 400 points.
So the score as it is, Stephanie on 300 points, Ricardo on 400 points, Truck Life 1,400 points, Empress way in the lead, 3,300 points.
Okay, so Empress also came in with Maytals, Truck Life. Molly also came in with Maytals, but who is Cheesecake Week? Ricardo, don't call my name. Good night, everyone. For Ricardo, good night, Ricardo. Thank you so much for joining in. Really appreciate you being here. I'm a pass out people already, My name is Oreo Cheesecake, Ricardo favorite monkey wrench. May I tell you, a kangaroo wrench him trend there as per Truck Life. All right, so Ricardo, choose the next category and for how many points? Prime Minister for 500. Flipping the script. All right. 9th person to hold the office of Prime Minister. Who is the 9th person to hold the office of Prime Minister? Come, people don't want to lose on a Jamaican card. Come.
Kick him out.
All right. Daniel, you're going to have to vacate the island. You You lose your Jamaican card big time tonight. We're going to have to exile you. All right, I see the answer that I am looking for, and it is who is Andrew Holness? Somebody going to have to escort Daniel to the border. Who is Andrew Holness? And that is for 500 points. Let's see who first came in with the correct response. All right. So, let me go back up. I don't want anybody to shout at me in any tone of words, so let me get it right. Truck Life.
How many points?
500.
Wow.
Then Oreo, Andrew Hillness. I'm not even going to read out Daniel answer. And then Empress, Truck Life. Really, I guess then Truck Life, you throw them out on one more stick. Okay, then Molly. Okay, Molly corrected the spelling. Okay. Oh my goodness. Okay, you just learned who the 9th minister is from Barron, and I was listening about the 2012. Okay. All right, so learning has taken place. Chocolate and music for 300. Greatest one-night reggae and dancehall show. Name the greatest one-night reggae and dancehall show. It's a one-night show. So remember, one night is very significant there. All right, and I see the answer I'm looking for, so no delays, and it is What is Sting? And that is for 300 points. So let's see who first came in with the correct response. So Sting. Truck Life.
How many points?
My goodness, hold on. 300. Then Empress, Molly, Daniel. One night show, people. One night. Okay. Truck Life is saying music for 400. Music for 400. This reggae group received the first Grammy Award for the Best Reggae Album. This reggae group received the first Grammy Award for the Best Reggae Album. The first, that's the operative word. First, the reggae group, and first Grammy Award for Best Reggae Album. All right, and I see the answer that I am looking for. I am not going to delay. All right. What is Black Uhuru? Or, yep.
Yeah.
Album Anthem in 1985. So that was the album. All right, so that's 400 points. Let's see who first came in with the correct response. I said them British band, you can't hold them for long, you know. Okay. All right, so we pass that one. Okay, guys, I just want to make sure that I see it. Am I on the right? Okay, so 400. Is it because I'm confused? We'll come down back with Sting and thing in it. Somebody is logging, look like Tiffany is logging. So first on the board with the correct response is Kenroy. No, sorry, you didn't put what is. Black Horror. Sorry, Kenroy, you have to put what is. Then Molly, what's Black Horror?
Okay,
So,
so
Molly's on the board, and that is for 400 points.
All right.
Molly is
So
on
the
board this
score
week.
as it is, Tiffany on 300 points, Molly and Ricardo 400 points, Truck Life 2,200 points, and Empress 3,300 points.
Okay, so Molly, also Empress came in with Black Horror. Oh my goodness, what that bold move that catch chug it. If I laugh, I pop up.
Mm-hmm.
And you make sure my 400 safe, cause Ricardo said make sure I'm 400 safe. Well, let's see
Basically,
if somebody is on the board with a higher score in Federico. Empress says she want justice.
So who's supposed to bet?
Hmm?
Who's supposed to bet?
I see Empress first. Hold on, let me go back up. Hold on. Music for 400. Let me refresh it again.
So it's not Molly?
Hold on. What's his name? Say Empress first. And she say me first. Me tell us I never want to make no mistake. You know, me try my best because I say all candle and all sort of something I run out for me now. It's not a forgiving bunch at all. Okay, so it starts right there. Oh, what is the Jamaican group Black Aurora? Okay, so Molly, I'm so sorry. It's Empress because she have this long drawn out answer.
This is Empress 400.
So Empress 400. Sorry about that. So Empress, then Kenra. Sorry, you didn't put the what is, then Molly, and that's the order in which it came. All right, justice is served. You had your day. Okay. Oh my goodness, I'm a protest. Justice for Empress 400 points. Candle everything I roll out. Justice for my 4 bills.
Empress now play with you.
Okay, justice is served. Okay, Empress, choose the next category and for how many points. My apologies, Molly. Oh my goodness, you have to be careful with these people, you know, because it's the latest thing they run out with placard.
They will take your court.
Empress said music, so she finishing up music. Youngest person and only woman to be awarded in the best reggae album category. Everybody run out. Youngest person and only woman to be awarded in the best reggae album category. Anybody get this one incorrect is going to join Daniel at the border.
All right.
We'll have to figure out who's going to escort Daniel to the border. Just say catch ladies. All right, I see the answer that I'm looking for. So no delays. Who is coffee? Or coffee, however you want to pronounce. Who's coffee? All right. So that is for 500 points. So let's see who first came in with the correct response. Let me refresh and let me peruse it properly. Let me look on it proper. Because all of them candle, whatever them are light. Well, at least I'm not seeing a parchment paper run out. All right, so Ricardo, who is coffee, Empress, Truck Life.
How many points for that?
Eh?
How many points?
500. Truck Life, pack your bags. You're going to be joining Daniel. Then Tiffany. Daniel, correct. Daniel. Then Molly. Bruce, you can't see I'm blind. Come. You and Daniel need to pack your bag. Chocolate and Daniel and losing a Jamaican card. All right, so who got the point? I threw myself off. Who just got the point?
I think Ricardo.
Ricardo. Okay, so Ricardo. All right, give me Prime Minister for 200. All right. Let me give it the Prime Minister for 200. Born in Woodhall, St. Catherine in 1945. Name that Prime Minister. Born in Woodhall, St. Catherine in 1945. And this person speaks very proudly of where this person was born. This little person from Woodhall in St. Catherine. All right, and I see the answer that I am looking for. She's very proud of her humble beginnings. Who is Portia Simpson Miller? So the little girl that was born in Woodhall, St. Catherine, and that is for 200 points. So let's see who first came in with the correct response. Chocolate, who's Desmond McKenzie? I said, Chocolate, you better make sure you pack your bag for a long trip. Long time away. Because me and Daniel apart. Daniel's some space there at Truck Life. All right, so first is Truck Life, who is Portia Simpson. Okay, you can pack list. You can take out back to my
How many points for that?
That's 200 points. Then Ricardo, Daniel, oh my goodness, then Tiffany. Oh my God. All right. Oh, answer incomplete in leave of the Miller. Hold on, let me go back. Got people are point out. Oh yes, he left off the Miller for true. Sorry. All right, so Ricardo got it by default.
Okay, so take with the 500. Take with the
200 from Truck Life and give it to Ricardo. Take from Peter and make Paul feel good. Sorry about that again, my bad. Empress allowed to love Truck Life. And me get to your bay.
Okay, so the score as it is, Tiffany on 300 points, Vicky Ricardo 1,100 points, Truck Life 2,200 points, and Empress 3,700 points.
So we're saying PM for 100. First Prime Minister of Jamaica. Everybody run out, skip out. As long as you go history class, I'm supposed to know this. First Prime Minister of Jamaica. And even from all age school, I'm start teach you. I don't know about these days, but pure fighting on. Okay. Venice, who's I don't know. That's why we need to bring back civic in school. All right, so I see the answer that I am looking for, and it is who is Alexander Bustamante. Who is Alexander Bustamante, and that's for 100 points. So let's see who first came in with the correct response. Daniel. For the past couple answers, me see you sit down on the fence. You cannot sit on the fence. You have to choose one side of the fence that you're going to be on. You cannot put what is or who is Bustamante. You have to put who is Bustamante or what is Bustamante. You cannot be sitting on the fence. Okay. So even if you would get it right because you're sitting on the fence, you cannot. And then you have to have the first name. All right, so you know what? Let me refresh before, because I'm not sure if I had refreshed. So Ricardo, then Empress, Molly. Oh, she didn't put Alexander.
So who got it? Ricardo?
Ricardo got it.
I don't want the points.
100. Baron can't give me points, the Empress. Daniel said, me first. You have to come out for the fence, Daniel. You have to choose which side of the fence you're going to stand on. You cannot sit on the fence. Step ball on me first. Daniel laughing. Say, I Daniel lift up off the borderline, youth. Ricardo said PM for 400. Right. Famous words: light a candle, sing a sankey, and find your way back home. Which prime minister said these words? Light a candle, sing a sankey, and find your way back home. Which prime minister said that?
That's why I'm finding him way back home. That's why I'm finding way back home.
All right, and I see the answer that I am looking for. Let me make sure them are okay. Who is Edward Siaga? Said those words, and that is for 400 points. So let's see who first came in with the correct response. Let me refresh. All right, Tiffany. So that is Tiffany for 400 points. I'm saying the 400 cautiously,
Tiffany for 400 points.
Hold on, let me go back up. I think of 400, yes.
So Tiffany, right?
Yeah, for 400. Then, oh, she's wrote another one out there. Then Molly, Ricardo, Empress, but they say, who is Nanny? Truck life, put more clothes in your bag. It's a come true, Tiffany. All right, so we have just one point left on the board, and that's for 300 on the Prime Minister. One of the first 10 students to attend St. Andrew Preparatory School. Named the Prime Minister. He was one of the 10 first students to attend St. Andrew Preparatory School. So, we've gone back in the days a bit. So one of the first 10 students to attend St. Andrew Preparatory School. All right, and I see the answer that I'm looking for. I'll tell about my scholars then. Who is Michael Manley? So Michael Manley was one of the first 10 students who attended St. Andrew Preparatory School. And that is for 300 points, and the board is clean.
And who got that points?
All right, so we're going to see who got that point. And that was for 300 points. So let's see who first came in with the correct response. Hold on. It's hard to say where this starts. All right, I don't know. Control Tiffany. All right. First on the board with the correct response. Let's see where it starts. First on the board with the correct response is Ricardo, and that is for 300 points. So Ricardo. Then Empress. All right, so Chuck is saying congratulations to all the winners. Well played game, everyone. Yes. Comedy what the fifth boss, says Daniel. Another wonderful Friday, wonderful discussion, and wonderful game. Thank you so much, Chuck Clive.
All right, so only 4 persons made the board this Friday. Right, and all participants played quite well. Persons who have not made the board also participated well. And of course, continue to try. One of these Fridays, you will be there. All right, so Empress came off with a win, 3,700 points. Truck Life in second place, 2,200 points. Ricardo, third place, 1,500 points. And Tiffany, 700 points.
All right, so Empress is the winner of $1,000 credit. Then we have Truck Life, Ricardo, and Tiffany, runners-up of $500 credit each. All right, so Empress is saying congratulations to all the winners. We're all winners. Yes, amazing topic and discussion every week. Heart of love, family. Heart of love back to you, Empress. I true me come late, but church did nice. Oh, did you pray for every one of us and prayed for the nation? Ricardo, where I call out Byron name?
You must shout out my name so far.
Me don't know where my shout out for so far.
Byron,
give him back your white phone. That is the Empress can share for me, yeah. So Empress is saying 846 flow. All right, 846.
846
flow up beside Empress. And you can just, yeah. And just write 846 because I know all of them.
Okay.
Byron, no KFC? No, not today.
Today
that was yesterday. Homemade KFC. Today is the 26th. You should know that. What Byron me I do LMI okay, no, some verse on some of these abbreviations, My old school, so some of these you have to break them down. You have to write it out. I'm from the era where people spell everything, not abbreviate things. So if you would kindly interpret for me, please, Ricardo or Empress, whoever can tell me what this
we are
LMIA
means. We are from the genie polish. We are from the genie floor polish era.
Byron, you could have left over a little KFC in the fridge for me and Ricky.
Next time.
You make a pot of bayo this evening. Anybody know what bayo is? Anybody old enough for here know what to refer to as bayo? But this bayo in the water is thick. Chocolate said, Arlene, my bags are packed and I'm moving to New York. And you're going to be exiled somewhere else, Chocolate, until you can get your Jamaican card back. You and Rick, Daniel, at least you'll have company. You know what the KFC says, Ricardo. Anyway, guys, nobody not answering if they know what a bio is. We get shipped. Okay, bio is soup. You make a big pot of soup. Anyway, guys, it's just reminding that we have work in the morning, so we are not going to tarry. and I have a little bit leave in there. Not drinking anymore. Because seafood name bio,
So that's
all
it.
time people refer to soup also as bio, especially when it's not thick, when it don't have no body, the long water. Them say a bio you make. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for joining in. Really appreciate each and every one. And I know that we say it every week, but you could have been elsewhere and you chose to spend your Friday evening with us. So we do not take it for granted. So thank you for your continued support. We love each and every one of you, and we enjoy being here with you. That's why we did not, although it's our anniversary, we did not put off Jeopardy. We chose to spend it with you. So
Of course.
thank you. We consider you as our family or extended family. So thank you again, and I'm going to say have a wonderful and blessed weekend and a wonderful and productive week to come. And you guys make sure you stay safe and keep blessed. Baron Warren go eat the 10 fries Jaden lives here. Okay,
No, I'm full now. I'm full.
Chuck Life is saying happy 22nd anniversary.
All right.
Sensation.
Thank
Thanks
you,
again,
Chuck Life.
Chuck Life. So, guys, safe travel on the gravel.
All right.
Until next week. Bye. Thank you
Same place,
so much.
same time.
All right. Love you guys.